Hello there, welcome to the show. 2 channels here, now you know. Like and subscribe, it's all we need. Alternature or here to speak. And defense, let's take a peek. Collaborating for your eyes. Sharing content, no surprise. Together we shine brighter than one. Join our journey, it's just begun. Like and subscribe, hit that bell. Enjoy the show and wish us well.
Woo! Yes, I unmuted. Sorry.
I don't care. You do you.
Hello. I was doing me. I was bopping backstage.
You do you. Good morning or good evening.
Hello. Hey, Flash fan. Good morning.
Ooh, you
How's
are.
the rat issue?
Yeah, yes. I saw that yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Aw, you are so sweet, Flash fan.
Yes, I hope you get that taken care of, or they get that taken care of, so you can go work and not have to worry about rats. Dang.
He doesn't have to go back for another 10 minutes, but he wanted to come and show support.
Thank you, Flashman.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. All right, I am alternate juror. This is Jodie from the Defense Rest.
Yeah.
And as you know, the defense rested. So
Yes, it did.
they rested, and we have a verdict in the Benefield case trial. Whatever came in late last night. For some reason, Jodie was still awake. Naughty.
Yeah.
Naughty. I was not.
I had someone beside me tea-tapping.
Need to borrow some duct tape that I heard on the stream yesterday.
That was so funny. Aww.
Thank you.
Bless your heart. Bless your cotton socks.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
It is.
We're kind of tired. I'm not gonna lie. Jodie and I are a little tired today. We're trying. We're trying to get umped up, but I don't have an energy drink. I have water.
Yeah, I got a cup of tea.
I had coffee earlier. So today we're just gonna watch the verdict, and then we'll have a discussion about it. Gabby and Grandma both send me a message.
There's gonna be a few opinions, aren't there?
Yeah. Yes. So Grandma texted me. Gabby's got to go run and get some stuff for her husband. He's not feeling well. And then Grandma had some stuff to do. She said she would be back later if we're still on. I don't know.
No worries. Hi, Christine.
Good morning, Christine. How are you? So go ahead.
Is Carmen popping on?
I sent her the link.
Yep.
Now it's only 7:30 there, so she didn't have to work. I couldn't believe that she stayed on with you guys all day because she got home from work and then stayed on all day. So she may be crashed.
Yeah. Grandma is a scream. Absolutely not what I was expecting.
Absolutely. So no spoilers, Christine, just in case some people haven't seen it because it did come in late last night. So we're going to watch it and let everybody see it and we'll discuss. Let me
excuse me. Yes.
Figure out, how to use my computer again. Apparently I've done.
Speak of the devil and she shall appear.
There she is. I can't believe you're awake. I sent you a link, Carmen.
G'day.
I don't know which email because you have 2. I sent it to the one I have. That's not right.
One, so I didn't.
I'll send it to you at the other one if that's not right. Oh, I might want to share my screen so you can all see it. That would be great.
You got spoiled, Flash fan.
I think he's saying he got.
That'd be nice.
I don't think he meant it that way. I think he meant he saw it before. It was
yes.
he was spoiled. It was spoiled.
Yeah. Me too.
What I think he meant. So, alrighty. Let me know how the sound is. I don't have it like boosted at 1000%.
Yeah.
I can't boost it that much anyway. I'm just being me. Excuse me today.
Facetious is in. It's the color of the day.
Feels like Friday. Anyway, here we go. And I don't know. This is 24 minutes, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. So, because I want to see if I will just go.
Breaking news. We have a verdict. 6 hours and 23 minutes of deliberations. The jury went back in there for less than a half hour, and they now have sent a note saying they've reached a verdict. You can see folks gathering inside the courtroom. Judges on the bench. Eva Benefield, Doug's daughter, is in the gallery. The judge is not on the bench. Excuse me. I was seeing things. There's Eva Benefield live in the gallery as folks are starting to gather. We have a verdict. This is the moment. You see folks rushing into the courtroom. There's a lot at stake right now. For Eva, she lost her mother. 9 months later, her father brought a woman into their home. That woman ended up shooting and killing her last surviving parent. And now it's Judgment Day. Is this jury going to say that Doug Benefield deserved to die, that this was, in fact, a justified homicide, self-defense, or will they convict Ashley Benefield? That is the question. There's Tommy Benefield. He's been speaking to us throughout this case, and even before the trial began. He's now in the courtroom. Many members of the Benefield clan have been there throughout. They've traveled. They don't live there. They've come from out of state to be there. Not an easy moment. Not an easy moment. They've counted the days since Doug was shot and killed by Ashley. And if you look at the other side, I don't think we've seen Ashley Benefield in the courtroom yet, but for her, number one, she knows what really happened here. She is the one person who actually knows. You know, the jury can figure it out from the evidence. You can have your opinion. I can have my opinion.
Very observant,
Doug's family can have their opinion. But she is the only person on earth who actually knows.
Isn't that dude sitting with
his clever
arm around her? Isn't that the uncle she doesn't like? Or is it the guy behind her?
Behind. Yeah.
That she doesn't talk to.
Creepy
that
uncle.
Eva doesn't talk.
Yeah.
That's the creepy uncle. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy they both look creepy, but so
I
just want to make sure I had my creeps right.
Is what happened. And oftentimes I'll look at a defendant in the moment that a verdict is delivered to see that reaction. To see how they react to whatever the words are, whether it's guilty, not guilty, or perhaps guilty of something less than the top charge. But to see the reaction, to me, sometimes can speak volumes. Not always.
Do you know how many lesser included there were?
And for Eva, this has been really her world, her life.
Say that again.
Sorry. Do you know how many lesser includeds there actually were? Because I skipped that bit.
I don't, because I always skip that too.
I skipped the jury instructions and
and then I'm always going, wonder what there was.
They were going on about burglary as well, like
burglary.
Yeah, because defending herself in the house with a weapon or something. Yeah.
That's
I just L.
All right.
So I didn't see the verdict form.
All right, that's just stupid. All right. If any of you know, please, again, this came in late last night, so not everybody has seen it, so please no spoilers, and I will keep playing.
Have a good day, Flash fan. Bye-bye.
both parents gone, but she's surrounded by family tonight, which is good. And she's trying her best to work through all this. It's a lot for anyone. Rick King, Philip Dubé are still with us. You'll hear their voices.
Your other email.
Rick, this is the moment, right? This isn't easy for anyone on either side of this because no one knows what this jury is going to say.
And Vinny, at the end of the day, man, like there's no solace for anyone. You know what I mean? Like Mr. Benefield's not coming back. And while this gives some closure to the family, they're on the other side, somebody else is going to be hurting for Ashley. So, I mean, this is a tough place at any time in any trial.
Philip Dubé, you called it. You said you wouldn't be surprised if this happened. It did happen. I'm looking at the family. You can tell, you can see the nerves on their faces. They don't know. They don't know. The words not guilty can be a big gut punch to a family because then they leave empty-handed. Their loved one is gone and they feel like they've gotten no justice. But this is the way our system works. Philip, put us on the other side of the courtroom. What's it like for that defendant? What's it like for the person who has represented that defendant and knows that whether or not that defendant, walks among the free or is locked up perhaps for the rest of her life, rests in your hands. And this is the moment where the jury's going to tell you.
Vinny, I've tried 140 cases to a jury in my career. And I can tell you, I don't care if it's a misdemeanor, a felony, a capital crime, with every verdict, I get butterflies. To this day, I can never guarantee whether or not a client will be set free or be found guilty. But what I can tell you is that statistically, Florida is a law and order state, and whatever verdict they reach will be just. They handpicked a jury of her peers, and whatever the verdict may be, will be the just outcome in this case.
Prosecutors have entered the courtroom.
Somebody's not going to agree with it.
They seem somewhat relaxed, right?
Somebody is going to disagree.
So for prosecutors, you want to deliver justice for the people that you represent, the people of the state, but you also want to deliver justice for the surviving family, and that family is seated behind them. That's a different type of pressure, though. It's just a little bit different, I think, than the other side. And again, to me, this is the biggest part of this whole process. At the end of the day, in many of these cases, most of these cases, the only one who really knows the absolute truth is the defendant. And even if they testify, sometimes people will question, did they actually tell the truth? Did they tell us the truth? Were they lying? Right? That's always the debate. It's the job of the jury to figure it out. But they actually know, Rick. Every defendant actually knows whether or not they did it.
Madame.
The lawyers don't know. The lawyer can only base upon what your client has told you, what the evidence is. But really, the only person who really knows what happened at that moment is the defendant.
That's true, Vinny. But Philip used the word. He said he has butterflies after the jury trials, or during at this moment during the trial. Butterflies is an understatement. I am at this point in the trial, like my stomach is rumbling. Like I am terribly, the anxiety that you feel because you spend a lot of time with this person, and they say that criminal law is bad people on their best behavior. So you meet people at their best, regardless of whether they're good or bad. You meet them at their best as their criminal defense attorney, and you're with them and you're walking with them through this entire process. And when you get to this moment right here, like this is that moment, like I'm like my stomach, even right now, and I'm not involved in this case, my stomach is rumbling.
Don't take suggest a lot.
Wait,
it happens in.
Good morning, Brian.
Hello, Mr. Bear.
Good morning.
You snuck off yesterday?
My internet shut down.
Did it?
That'll do it.
And after playing with it for an hour, I just decided to go back to bed.
That's probably smart. Extreme was a little crazy.
So yeah, I watched till late in the afternoon, and then I must have clicked off before this happened.
This came in late last night.
Oh, have you not seen it?
I saw it, but not till this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah. I have not
Hi,
watched
Carmen.
it. So, but did that guy just say that you meet your criminal defense client at their best?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yes, he did. He did.
What is he
Yep.
talking about? It's the worst moment in their life.
His name is Rick.
Well,
I'll say
change
no
the
more.
first letter. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
that's right.
saying.
I'll say no more.
I mean, come
Hello,
on.
Kim.
Meet them at their best. Good morning, Kim.
Kim got a membership.
She
Was it
did.
yesterday or the day before?
I think the day before. I don't
Yeah.
remember. Was that you or Brian? I don't remember. One of
No,
you
I don't think
two.
it was. Was it?
I think it was one of you two that Kim got the membership through.
Because I know Carmen's one went to Bree, didn't it?
Right? Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Have
yes,
you got
And I think
congratulations,
Kimberly
Kim.
got one from me.
that link as well? The GoFundMe link?
I don't know. No, I don't. Carmen will have to. Carmen can put it back in chat
Right.
if she wants to. I don't know where she went.
The conversion came up from Tanya when she did her donation to the GoFundMe, and I think it was like $70 Australian. So she was very, very generous.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Tanya or Tanya?
Tanya.
Tanya.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to say it wrong, but I did. Sorry, Tanya. All right. Oh, Eva. I do feel sorry for
Someone
Eva.
lovely. Kim, anyway. Yeah, I do. Yes.
I do feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
I
not
can't
her
imagine
fault,
being
but
her age in her early to mid 20s and not have
no
your parents.
parents.
I can't imagine that. So I do feel sorry for her. She just is a cold person, and I think she's probably very guarded. I understand all that. So I hope she is better outside of all this situation and she has a great life. I really do. But man, that stare is intense. So I'm pushing play.
Yeah. Yes.
Almost every trial, right? Unless the jury's deadlocked. This moment does happen. And no matter how much you know it's going to happen and you try to prepare.
Sorry. Carmen, did you see the banner down below? It's about the prisons down there in Texas because they don't have air conditioners, and somebody is asking them to declare that as unconstitutional, cruel, and unusual punishment.
Because it is.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly, but interesting.
Yeah,
I'll
we
have
were
to
just
see
talking about it.
when that comes back by, that it's on a banner. It's on the banner at the bottom of the page.
For it.
I'll try and contain myself, Tanya.
You can't prepare for this.
No.
I was recently on a civil jury, and that same tension was in the air for everyone involved in that courtroom. And there was a lot at stake there. It was an important case, but this is literally life and death. This is freedom and no freedom. It's everything. And for the Benefields and for Eva, it's a matter of, okay, my father's not coming back, but can I turn the page on all of this? Can I turn the page and say, hey, the person I believe is responsible, and she does, she absolutely does, we've had her on the show, will they be held responsible and accountable for their actions? And as we get ready, the door is opening, and here comes Ashley Benefield.
I bet she's about to throw up. I would be.
Yep.
This is and walking a little faster than she normally does. You can tell there's absolute nerves. And why wouldn't there be nerves? I would say, I don't know who would be more nervous, someone who knows that they're guilty or someone who knows that they're innocent. I don't know who would be more
We're back on the record.
guilty, but let's listen.
Versus Ashley Benefield, 2020 CF 3014. I've been informed there's a verdict. Prior to bringing the jury out, I did want to make this announcement. The jury has reached a verdict, and I'm about to bring them out so the verdict can be reviewed and published. I know many of you here in the audience have been here throughout the trial, and I want to thank you for conducting yourselves appropriately throughout the trial. I realize that the reading of the verdict can be very stressful, and it is likely that some of you will agree with the jury's verdict and some of you will not. As sometimes happens, it may be that no one is pleased with the jury's verdict. Whatever your personal feelings are about this jury's verdict, I ask you to remember that these jurors were randomly selected from our community. They were thoroughly questioned by the court and lawyers for both sides, and they were selected from the larger group to hear this case because of their demonstrated ability to be fair and impartial. I've paid close attention to this jury, and they have been attentive, observant, and focused throughout the trial. No matter how much you agree or disagree with the verdict, there are to be no outbursts of emotion. Our judicial system, in fact, our entire society, has relied on jurors to help resolve disputes for over 200 years. Their verdict needs to be respected, even if you don't understand it or don't agree with it. You ready to bring in the jury?
Yes, sir.
All right, bring them in.
I can't imagine how she's feeling right now.
Good morning, it's here.
Good morning there. If you've seen this, no spoilers. Also, quit sending storms to my state, Adair.
All right, go ahead and see. Members of the jury, I understand you have a verdict, and we have a foreperson.
Yes, we do.
Ma'am, has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, we have.
Is the verdict unanimous?
Yes, it is.
Would you please hand the verdict form to the deputy? We need to check it, make sure it's in proper form.
El Chapo.
All right, the verdict appears to be in proper form. Madam Clerk, would you please publish the verdict?
In the Circuit Court of the 12th Judicial Circuit in Fort Manatee County, Florida, the state of Florida versus Ashley Benefield, case number 2020 CF 3014. Verdict. We, the jury, finds as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter, a lesser included offense. Did Ashley Benefield actually carry a firearm? Yes. Did Ashley Benefield discharge a firearm? Yes. Did Ashley Benefield, as a result of discharging a firearm, cause death to Douglas Benefield? Yes. So say we all this 30th day of July, 2024, at Bradenton, Manatee County, Florida. Cheryl Forkerson.
Would either side like the jury polled? State?
No.
Defense?
Yes, sir.
Members of the jury, you're now going to be polled. The clerk is going to ask each of you individually if this is your verdict and the verdict of the jury as a whole. Madam Clerk.
Juror number 15, is this your verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
Juror number 20, is this your verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
Juror 21, is this your verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
Juror number 29, is this your verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
Juror number 33, is this your verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
And juror number 35, is this your verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
Thank you. Members of the jury, I want to thank you for your time and consideration in this case. I know that many of you have missed important work obligations and family obligations and other engagements that you had planned, as well as time with your families. But I want to thank you for being willing to give us your time and your attention and being observant to this entire trial and serving as jurors and doing your civic duty. I have paperwork that we're going to give you that will reflect your service as a juror, as well as a piece of paper from the clerk's office documenting that each of you has been here for these number of days if you need it for work purposes. If you need some sort of other paperwork for work or anything like that, contact my judicial assistant and we'll be able to get that for you. I also want to advise you of some very special privileges that all jurors enjoy. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberate.
I think 10 to 15. Is that what you said, Jodie?
Yeah,
how
I
many
actually
years
looked
he's
it up. So
facing?
in Florida, manslaughter to charge as a second-degree felony and could serve up to 15 years. The mandatory minimum is 9.25.
But because it was with a firearm, the max is 30 years. So she's facing 30 years.
Is that additional, like added on top?
Yes, because it involved a firearm. She gets
So it's enhanced. It's an enhancer, basically,
Correct.
right? Yeah.
Correct.
It's just, we need to demonetize this stream. I have opinions.
That's why I don't like lesser includeds. I think this was a compromise verdict.
Hate them. Because I agree with you 100%, Brian.
Yeah.
It is always a compromise verdict then if the lesser includeds are there. Charge her with what you want to prove, what you say you can prove, and that's it. This lesser included stuff is crap.
I think if the top charge was and only charge was manslaughter, I think they would have found her not guilty. But because they had this choice,
I agree.
How many lesser includeds did they have? Do you remember, Brian?
I don't.
Did you see that bit? No, I skipped it. Oh, that's nice of you, Adair. Thank you. Yes.
Adair, you were flip-flopping with this. So
are you telling us you have feelings? Really? You really like us?
You felt bad for us, but happy for you?
Yeah. No.
I'm just kidding, Adair.
I mean, poor her daughter as well.
That's true, Kim.
Was that the way they read it? The three conditions that were met didn't sound like there could be any consideration given to
There was no talk of that being not guilty of that.
Well, that's the defense attorney's fault. They have to write that.
Oh, absolutely. Unless the judge just would not allow it in.
No, I think he was pretty he was pretty fair, I think.
Because they didn't want to get that domestic that DV expert in, and even then he said he could not talk about that to him. So
there must have been a lot of pre-trial hearing stuff. I agree, Bob. Yep, 120%.
Adair, it was her and him there, and those are the only two people that know what happened, and that's it.
Yep.
And that's how it'll stay. She knows what happened. He knows what happened. She may have acted inappropriately. He may have acted inappropriately, and she reacted appropriately. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows except her and him. And she said her side, and he can't. So it's annoying. As not you or Adair. You're not annoying. I did not mean that. I'm annoyed at the verdict. I'm
Yeah,
annoyed.
and I'm annoyed at the prosecutors, even after this is read, their behavior and their demands, and
Yeah, I mean, he's just
they
trying to
need
keep
to,
her out of
if
jail
they
right
go
now.
home and celebrate with a glass of wine or something, they need to hang their heads in shame.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
It's not a win for anybody.
no. Nope. And it's like I was telling you before we started, the comments that I was reading on Law and Crime last night, the women that were in there,
Mhm.
I am a DV survivor. I don't believe
Yep.
her. Okay.
Yep.
Why would she do that
So
you don't believe her?
yeah, so tell me, if she had pictures of, massive bruises to the side of her head because she's been hit with a baseball bat twice, and that's the only thing that changed throughout this entire trial,
They would believe
what's the
her.
reaction now? What's the
Yep.
reaction now?
Yep.
Was she justified?
Yep. Oh, I agree, Kim. Those prosecutors, oh, so smug.
Mm-hmm.
So
They
smug.
definitely deserve that atomic wedgie.
So they're not,
And
he's
they need
both
fiberglass
are
in their knickers.
bond.
That's what they need.
Is there anything else on here that we need to look at? They're going to take her into custody, I assume, and then
Yes.
that's it. And then Vinny's gonna discuss, I'm sure. But
That was horrible, though.
so we're just gonna.
Yep.
I bet
A
you have, Gabby.
suspended atomic wedgie.
So I was telling Jodie another comment that I saw in, I think it was a law and crime chat. I don't know. It doesn't matter. There was a person in there that she said, I know what DV and SA victims look like. She is not one of them. I thought, line us up, Cocktail Beach, and tell me who it is in this lineup. Line all these women up and tell me who it is.
Yeah.
That is
Is it
irresponsible.
Barbie doll? Is it? Yeah.
You cannot tell that. Give me a freaking break. That thought process alone is dangerous. I know what they look like. What? They have bruises. You see them right afterwards. So that's why she didn't have bruises. So
And not all scars are visible.
yeah, it'll probably take a while. Sentencing always takes a while.
Why, though?
Because they have to do pre-sentence investigations, and she has nothing. So her pre-sentence investigation is going to be like no criminal charges or.
Yeah, no, she's got nothing.
She has nothing. She's clean.
They've had what, 4 years to do pre-trial sentencing.
Maybe they can't do it beforehand, just in case something.
It's
I don't
good, isn't it?
know.
Yeah, the judge said that PSIs, wherever they are, they're like 6 to 8 weeks behind. So that'll be before they even take that up. So her sentencing is going to be set out for way after that.
Be a while.
They didn't need to take her
So
into
she's
custody.
going to be in custody probably 3 months before they even come back for sentencing.
So will
And
she
Taylor
stay
said
in
he's going
Florida?
to appeal. So I don't know how the appeal will go.
But I thought that was a given, but yeah.
I mean, and
how long that
takes. I've seen one go really, really quick, and I don't know why. And that was that McNabb Bell trial that we talk about. That was where 2 young parents were accused of unaliving their 2-week-old baby. They both were found guilty. I think he was found more guilty than her. I forget what the charges were. They appealed hers and they overturned it. She's out. She's free. They had all that done within less than a year, I think. But that's not the norm. That's not how that normally works. And so I don't like when people say, well, they can just appeal it. Okay. No, they can't. They can. It takes a long time. Court of Appeals generally don't turn over jury verdicts. It's very hard. So, yes.
Taylor also said he's going to appeal the bond revocation. And apparently in that district court there, those are expedited. So that appeal should be heard relatively quickly.
Good.
But again, even without any prior background, I don't think they're going to win. Facing 30 years, I don't think that they'll give her a bond.
No, she's going to be. No. Nope. I don't know. It is deflating, Bob, for sure. Jodie, I agree with her when she said this sets back the next person who wants to come forward.
Absolutely.
Because why? It's like you have to. It's almost like you just said, Jodie. You have to have the physical. You have to have the bruises. You have to have the hand marks around your throat. You have to have all this proof. You can't just say, hey, and I get that, because you don't want to hang up some guy that hasn't done anything. So I do do the due diligence of investigating it. Don't just take everybody's word that something's happening. I understand that 100%. But DV is not scars. It's not cuts and bruises. It's not always that. And that expert said that, and I thought he did a good job of saying that. I think Taylor did a horrible job of questioning and summing things up and taking his witnesses in the order he took them was not great.
He should have put her up last because her testimony was Friday. It had been forgotten.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That was pretty hard to forget testimony.
But it got lost.
I think once I saw her testimony, everything after that, I kept going back. I just couldn't get that out of my mind.
I think it just got lost.
But I think Taylor too, he had great witnesses, but it was kind of like he was lazy. He was just like, okay, tell us your story.
It was almost like pulling teeth.
Step back and just let them ramble. He could have asked very pointed, specific questions to get the meat of what he needed in front of the jury. And then, the other 45 minutes of whatever they were saying was just nothing. That it just clouded everything, in my opinion.
Adair doesn't.
I just had a look. Sorry, go on.
He had just asked. I just can't put it up. How would man stuff, which is what we use for man. Man, I guess I could say laughter. Would be different from what weapon was used. It doesn't have anything to do with the weapon that was used. It had to do with her frame of mind, I believe, because they never charged her with first degree, which means no premeditation. They charged her with second, and man stuff was a lesser included in that. So that's what they found her guilty of, but it didn't have anything to do with the weapon that was used.
That's just considered as part of the sentencing. But I just had a look on for manslaughter with a weapon or firearm in Florida. So crime of manslaughter with a weapon or firearm is first-degree felony and is punishable by up to 30 years in prison, 30 years of probation, and a $10,000 fine. Manslaughter with a firearm is assigned a level 8 offence severity ranking and assessed an additional 18 sentencing points. Under the Florida Criminal Punishment Code, the minimum sentence of 11 and a half years in prison, but may also sentence the person up to the statutory maximum. So there you go.
Yeah, Kim, if she would have waited till she had worse injuries, she might not be here at all.
He wasn't a public defender, was he?
I don't know.
No.
I doubt it. And so I don't know that they ever proved that there was a tracker on her car. She said there was, and then took it to
Yeah,
and
they
they
never
to
proved it.
police, and they couldn't find one.
He
So
said that he'd put it on and he'd removed it, and she took it to a mechanic or what have you, and they couldn't find it. But I mean, everything, your phone's a tracker. If it's a late model
Oh.
car, it's got GPS, that's a tracker. Like,
Yep.
he could have quite easily have been following her with an email address. That's
Yeah.
all you need nowadays.
Yes. And I forget, somebody said something the other day in chat, and I said, so then they weren't sure. And I said, so then that's reasonable doubt that you can't find her guilty then. That's
Yep.
reasonable doubt right there. You're not sure.
Yep.
And I honestly, I think if this had not had lesser included, she probably would have walked out of there. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in that jury room.
Yeah.
Maybe landed in their water or something so they couldn't drink it. But
It's unusual for them to stay back like that, though, isn't it? I thought they would have sent them home and then brought them back in today. Or do they have
not
the option to
always.
do that?
Yeah, sometimes they'll say, like, the judge will go back and ask if they're close. And if they're close, they'll let them continue to go. A lot of times they get to dictate how late they want to go.
Because
So,
about half an hour prior, they were a hung jury.
okay. I see. He said something about they came back. All right. So completely compromised then. Completely compromised. Because, yep. I
11:30
thought
at
there
night.
would may have been a
I'm
chance
tired.
to be a hung jury. They wanted to go home. So I hate that too when they send them back, because somebody has to change their mind. And
Yeah.
that's not right. If you feel like you're on, I don't care which side you're on, but if that's the side that you're
Yep.
on and that's how you feel, then you got to go back into a room full of people that maybe you're the only one that feels that way, and they're all staring at you. We want to go home. And it's like, okay, well, we're going to just sit here and pressure you.
Yeah.
You're going to change your mind unless you are a very, very strong-willed person.
Good morning,
Hi,
Amy,
Amy.
Ohio. Welcome.
Good morning, Amy, Ohio.
Yes, very, very sad. Very sad.
It's not good. We've all been not good.
That's exactly right. We were just saying that.
Yep. I 100% agree with that. And like I said, I would like to think that I would stand my ground and say, no, I'm not
Yeah.
changing my mind, no matter which side I was on. I would like to think that. But
Absolutely.
when you are in that room, especially, and I don't know what the breakdown was, there was only 6 jurors. So,
Yeah.
it probably was 1 or 2. I doubt it was split 50-50.
No. Hello, Memento Mori.
Aw. Thank you, Amy. And by the way, Jodie, now that makes you 227.
Oh, really? Yay!
26 this morning when I checked.
Woohoo!
So good job.
Goody gumdrops.
Memento Mori, she was found guilty of man stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, can't we say that either?
I don't think so.
Oh, Lordy.
And then some stupid things about firing her weapon in her, like, it was in her own home. So there were some stupid charges in that, but it enhances the
sentence
man stuff charge. So she's looking at 30 years, I believe. Is that what you said, Jodie?
Maximum, I think, yes. And 30 years probation and $10,000 fine.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
The judge is required to sentence a person convicted of man thinging with a firearm to a minimum sentence of 11 and a half years.
So it's disappointing. It's disappointing. You know,
Oh, they give a good advice, though. If you've been accused of manslaughter in Miami, then you may want to call an experienced criminal defense attorney for legal advice. Right.
you think?
Good job. Yeah.
Amy says, I watched every minute. I'm trying to remind myself they don't know about the kept out DNA. We saw those arguments, yes.
A whole heap of stuff.
I think it is right up there with rest trial, kept out exculpatory evidence. I'll get it out of my mouth.
It's like burglary.
Yeah, I cannot say that word.
I can't say surveillance, so I can't say that word.
Surveillance.
I cannot. I don't know why. But we watched a trial where the DA, she said surveillance cameras. I'm like, perfect. I'm using that word from now on. So we have surveillance. Not surveillance, because it doesn't come out of my mouth. So I can't say anything to Carmen about her burglary. I've tried. We've worked on it. She did get better for a long time.
Amy, we are two channels. So we are the Defence Rest and the Alternate Juror, and we have joined and collaborated together and presented this. So we're streaming, like dual streaming on both channels at the same time. So it's good.
We are.
Yeah, because we're clever.
We are
clever like that. IT gurus, can I say?
We're the best.
Real-time IT gurus.
We're the best. We never ever have IT issues.
But we laugh at ourselves, so it's all good, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you were telling me go lay down. I'm like, okay.
I was telling my dog to go lay down.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you, Amy. No problem. Don't tell me to go lay down twice, because I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to go to sleep, and nope, I laid down and I didn't wake up until basically right before you started streaming.
How would you not go to sleep? You worked all day,
Carmen?
stayed up all day yesterday.
Shut up.
That's true.
Like, why wouldn't you go to sleep?
Well, I mean, I didn't want to go to sleep
Thank you, Kim.
that early. I
Oh,
guess.
thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
I haven't been to sleep yet.
It's kind of just a
thank you.
A little protector around me, because I figure if we want to come in and say something not nice, I'm gonna make you work for it. Not that you're going to do that, Amy, but that's why I just.
Oh, have you got like a 5-minute?
I do.
Oh.
Judge Wolf has 24 hours. You can't comment
Really?
until you've been subbed to his face for 24 hours. I'm like, whoa.
What
He
difference
really
does
wants-
that make? If you're gonna have an opinion, you're gonna have an opinion. Today or tomorrow.
I guess. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I saw that.
Especially if George is on there.
It's actually another thing I learned from Grandma, because Grandma has hers on subscribers only. So I'm like, what are you doing that
She's
for,
very
Grandma?
wise, that one. Very wise.
She's a
very
wise
experienced.
Grandma.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's like,
A lot of
"What's
tricks
for-
in that bag. Yes.
It works for Grandma.
She's
might
not
work for
your
me."
average grandma. Let me give you the tip.
Speaking of,
Ooh,
we were just talking about you.
hello, not your average grandma.
I've been listening. I've been listening, but I was driving. I couldn't say anything. And then I
We
just
spent
turned it
all
off.
night
I
laughing
missed
at you.
you. I missed what you were saying because I had just turned off my phone so that I could get on here. But I've been
We
listening.
went searching up for grandma after hours or after dark
Oh.
and listened to her reading stories.
Yeah.
Gold.
Really,
Yes.
Amy?
Gold.
So, Bri, I didn't get to see you yesterday. Hello.
No.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. And hello, Bob. Bob Smith. Hello. I saw that Memento. I saw he came in here. I know
He was
him.
in here. Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, Memento Mori. Hello.
We are both in the same state. I don't know where we are in relation to each other, but
That's cool.
we're both in the Hoosier
No,
State.
y'all are saying all the things that I'm thinking, and
Yeah.
I did listen to the lawyer
Yeah.
know.
He was surprised too.
Yeah, and he's in Florida. He's saying that he thinks that she'll get about 15 years.
So she'll be around 50.
Because of the firearm.
Mm.
So that's what he's thinking she'll get.
So, sorry to
God.
interrupt you. Amy, so like the alternate juror, so that's my mom. You have her channel, you have the defense rest, then you have grandma's channel down here as well. And
Yeah,
she does
yeah.
like trivias and stuff. And then Brian
And-
and I are just here.
Yes.
Oh, no, just yeah.
And there's y'all are the eye candy.
There you go.
Also,
well, you're going to enjoy being here because that's what we do.
Yes. We laugh, but everybody's opinion is welcome here. And we love to have discussions about what you're seeing differently than what I'm seeing, or Jodie's seeing, or Brian, or Carmen, or now Grandma. Whoever.
Yeah.
We like to hear everyone's opinions. We all keep it respectful, so we don't have to have groupthink. We don't do any of that. So, Grandma's channel, Grandma's house is what the name of her channel is. Carmen,
I'll
can
see
you
if I
put
can
a
grab
link?
the link.
Yeah, somebody
not
put a
sure.
link in.
Yeah.
Jodie,
She
probably
does
faster.
Yeah, I'll do
games and trivia. You did what? What trivia? Disney?
I did Disney chronology last night. That was the first time we did that. That was fun. I'll do that more. The chronology. See, that's my burglary. Y'all talking about that just a minute ago too. Surveillance. I can say that, but chronological and chronology, yeah, that's a twister for me. But I did that with Disney last night, and
dang it,
worked
Gabby,
out
you
so well.
missed it.
Oh, Gabby's on it.
How come mine's different to yours?
Well,
different.
because she's doing the share thing. Yours is actually easier to read. She just did the share.
I'm earning my wrench.
Yeah, yours is easier to read, baby.
Oh, my stomach's gone. I'm gonna have to eat my strawberries.
If you just put in Grandma's House Fun, and then I also have an ASMR channel, which is ASMR on Cloud9. It's the @ symbol now. I don't know why they added that. That's so stupid, but whatever.
I actually struggled to find your channel, the Grandma After Dark one.
Oh, the After
Really
Dark.
struggled.
Yeah, because it's nothing. I've got y'all got me 23 with 25.
Oh, I haven't. I need to go to that one.
I searched it in various different ways.
Grandma After Dark is so
and it
good
wouldn't come up.
Nothing. The other two channels you can find them easier. Grandma's House Fun is my Grandma's House channel. That's my big channel. And then the ASMR on Cloud9, it's @ symbol. Grandma's House. Grandma's House, you don't have to put the @ symbol for whatever, because I'm grandfathered in. I'm grandmothered in. So, but the ASMR, it's @ symbol ASMR on Cloud, the number 9. And that one is a smaller channel, but Grandma After Dark is nothing. That's where I can be naughty.
And that's where we'll all be.
And my youngins won't see that Grandma. Grandma has a past life, and Grandma can be after
There you
dark
go.
quickly.
That's Grandma's page with the so you know what the
Yeah,
link looks
Oops.
like.
I meant
Yeah.
to. Sorry,
Because there's
Adair.
a few different grandmas up there.
Yeah, I tried to get just Grandma's house, but there's a British television show called Grandma's House. They're not even active, but they had stuff before me, so they got that. They got the channel. And then there's another person who does a lot of TikTok and Facebook video stuff like that with his grandmother. It's an older lady, and they do silly stuff. And so now she's on there because she's kind of a viral person. And so now when you do grandma, it'll pop up with her. But
Yeah.
that's what you want to look for. Look for the orange circle.
Yeah.
Stuff has got the orange circle. Even my ASMR has the orange circle. It shows up. You can see it. But I have a lot of fun. We're doing Kahoot. You can see down here on the bottom row. I've got Kahoot. I do Kahoot. I do trivia twice a week. I do trivia. I've got Words on Stream, which I just heard. Making noise. I got Words on Stream runs 24/7. I'm gonna have Kahoot running 24/7 too. I'm gonna be working on that today.
You got quite a few channels, haven't you?
Oh, she does.
Yeah, well, I got those
Big
two
grandma.
going, but then I'm gonna have the 24/7 stuff, which will be all the time. And that computer's coming today, so set
Woo!
that up. Yeah, I'm gonna have a whole
That's
different
exciting.
computer set up so it can just do its thing. But anyway, yeah, come play. It's fun.
And if you have any kids, it's kid friendly as well.
It's family. It's a family friendly. So like even like last night, I had some of my younger ones coming in and playing. They're not going to be interested in a lot of the trivia that I do, but they go in there and they guess, and that's cool. I don't care. But yeah, that's why we have Grandma After Dark. I can be Grandma After Dark over here because the youngins are going to come over here.
Yeah.
I just make sure you don't Google Grandma After Dark, because that's
Yeah, if you do Grandma After Dark, you're gonna
Really?
get a whole different thing.
I mean, I guess if that's what you're into, you can Google it.
You know, you've just created a challenge, don't you, Carmen?
Yes, that's a whole different thing. But my ASMR,
Night split.
yeah, the ASMR in Grandma's house that's family friendly. Everything that is said, you have to know that at any moment an 8-year-old can be in there.
Yeah.
Or the 8-year-old's mother. But it is fun.
So Adair thinks that he believes Ashley will get minimum time allowed.
I don't think that.
It's hard to say.
Mhm.
Hopefully the judge
Does she have to do her time in Florida?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, because that's where it took place. So that's where she'll be. I don't know what the every state is different about how they do it. And a lot of things have changed to me more recently about so-called good time and what they actually have to serve. Sometimes they have to serve X amount now, and then they can get, I think, the reduced time, but they have I don't know, Florida.
I think that since it's with a QQ, I think that you have to serve a certain percentage. And since she's been out on bond, all that good time, it doesn't count.
Right. Right.
So,
I think that's why that guy, the lawyer, he's saying 15 because of the firearm.
I mean, the good thing is, even if it's 15, she can still get out. Like, she'll still most likely be alive. But your life is over.
15 years is long.
Yeah, I mean, and
It's not, your life is not over at 50.
no, I'm saying you're like,
No,
with that.
but
I
you
didn't
lost
mean that.
15 years. And she's got a small child, so that child will be, you know,
I'm saying like
Teenager.
trying to get back on your feet because like you want to retire after that, but now you don't have any money to do it because you've been in prison for 15 years. That's what I meant, mother.
she could get a job. She could be a
There's always YouTube after 50.
talker.
It's true.
What
Oh,
was that, right?
There's always YouTube after 50.
That's
Yes,
right.
correct. Yeah.
Yes.
I like, sorry, Kim, I'm catching up to the comments because I didn't want to lose the dares. When you were talking about Grandma After Dark, Kim's like, do tell Grandma.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
That's
a
up and
lot to
coming.
tell.
Mhm.
So, Kim, I'm with you. Discord confuses
Yeah.
me. I think mine is very easy. I think they've done I did not set it up because my IT superiority would not let me. Because I'm so great at IT, I couldn't set up Discord. But somebody
Have an awesome day, Amy. Thank you for stopping by.
Sorry, Amy. See ya. Thank you. But mine has, I think it's pretty simple. Most stuff happens in AJ's lounge. And then so you would just click on that and it will take you into there. That's where most of the conversations happen. Then there is a place to post links like to Grandma's house or to Jodie's page. And that's like other YouTubers' lives. It really, if you just like click and go in there and kind of look around, I think you'll quickly get a feel for it.
It's not confusing at all.
Because
Mine's
I was
simple
I was
too.
scared to death of it, honestly.
Mm.
Well, you're always in there posting every
Well,
morning at 5:30. There's
I was
it's a
there
family.
it is.
I was my dog let me, well, I would say they let me sleep till 5, but I think I thought they were just bothering me, so I kept pushing them away this morning, and I woke up, I was like, what time does that say? Does that say 3 or 5? I don't know, but it does make a difference. So I don't want to be up at 3. I don't care to be up at 5. But yeah, so Discord, well, and my son had told me a long time ago that I did not ever need to go into Discord. So then I was scared of it. I'm like, what's in there?
Oh, my son said the same.
Oh.
When I told my son I had a Discord, he was like, "What?" And
When
now
I
he
told my
doesn't
kids I
like-
was going on YouTube, they're like,
Yeah,
whatever.
well, my son doesn't like it because he's a member in my Discord, and I can see when he's gaming, and I'm like, why are you should be at work, or you should be doing whatever. Why are you playing this game? He's like, oh yeah, I forgot you could see that. Funny.
Yes, Tanya, I think they are going to appeal.
Oh, they should. They should.
Oh, thanks, Gabby.
Carmen, I have your. Okay, she's got it. I had it starred. What don't you get? You don't get all the choices. A dare, probably the main one you need to just stay in is AJ's Lounge. That's probably make it the easiest for you. Nothing, Bob. Nothing. My back door is not all glass like Grandma's.
So Gabby's the expert on
Yeah.
those areas.
She sealed them up.
Where is Miss Gabby anyway?
She's getting stuff for her husband who's
Oh,
not
she there.
feeling well.
Oh.
So Amy said, if you check out Mandu and Mandu 2, it's different states' parole hearings. It's wild. Some states get like taking it to trial as a negative, even though it's your right. like taking it to trial puts people through that.
Is that a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I
so.
just pulled it up.
Do you want me to have a look and share?
Kim, I saw you. You're in Discord. I saw you. I said,
We
whoop, whoop.
will.
Is that your house? Why does it sound like somebody's like getting somebody? Is SWAT at somebody's house right now?
Oh,
Are we getting SWAT?
oh, that must be the fire department is
Okay.
moving around out here.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Because it sounded like sirens, and then it sounded like boom,
like
boom,
a
boom,
boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
like,
I just posted my Discord thing, but I don't think it showed.
oh,
It's
where
showing
you
on my side, but I don't see it over there. Hold on a minute.
Hang on, Grandma. Hang on. I'll fix you. I'll fix you right up. Just give me a sec.
You're gonna wrench me.
I'm gonna wrench you so hard.
You're gonna wrench me so hard. Wrench me good, girl.
Yeah. Say my name.
Say my name.
Yeah, you're wrenched.
Pull my ponytail.
Yeah. Pull my hair.
Carmen.
Hey, Carmen. Remember all the fun you were having yesterday when
Oh yeah,
I
you can be
wasn't
here.
Yeah. You got in and out of Discord. Well, I hope you didn't leave. I hope you stayed Sept in there or whatever it is. Don't leave. I promise. You can, and you're not going to hurt anything. Just look around in there.
There you go.
I had to do
back
the same
door
thing.
is pretty fancy.
It's all glass.
It's all glass.
So Gabby's busy, or she would have thrown that in there.
I'm right here, Grandma.
Oh, yeah. You're busy. Well, you don't have my invite thing from a Discord. So.
Yes, I do.
I do.
Yeah, you want me to prove it?
Well,
yeah.
Hold on. I got receipts.
I believe you. Yeah,
Bring them.
Robbie is AI. She's got everything.
She is AI. So if
That's
this
the
is
channel link to the Mandu.
Okay, I'll grab it
I just
in
did.
just a second. This link is a GoFundMe link. There was a deputy that he was 25 years old. He was out riding a motorcycle, which too bad. I hate that because I don't like motorcycles, but to each their own. Unfortunately, he was in an accident. He passed away. He left behind his wife and 2 little girls. So that is one of Carmen's. You used to work with him, right, Carmen?
We had some training together.
Okay. So she just knows him, even though he's in Indiana now, or she's in Texas now, but she still keeps in contact. And so she just asked if we could put that GoFundMe up for him to try to help his family. And I just can't imagine what his wife is going through being that young and having 2 little ones at home and no longer having the help that she had. So,
and it's the good thing is the GoFundMe is actually doing pretty well. I think they have like $7,000 raised.
Good.
Wow,
and
that's pretty good.
The goal I think is 10 to try to cover all the funeral expenses since it wasn't in the line of duty. The family now has to pay for it. I think they're going to help a little bit. I think Lawrence County is helping a little bit as much as they can, but I don't know.
The other officers will probably.
Yeah, there's been a lot of different departments and a lot of officers donating and trying to make, I'm sure, like, because I think one of his daughters, I think is going to go into pre-K. I don't know that, she might, but I'm sure that they'll do something where they'll line up and escort her in.
Morning, Sharon.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Sharon.
Morning.
If you haven't seen it already, they found Miss Benefield guilty of the lesser included of man stuff, as we say on this channel.
It's man otter.
Or man otter. I said you could say man laughter.
Man what?
Otter.
Otter.
Man otter. Generally, though, when I say man stuff, it sends a signal to Chrissy and she comes in. So chat. So.
That would be me. Man stuff? Really? Okay. Boston man stuff? Oh.
Have you got Graham, have you got different like microphones and stuff that you do your ASMR with, or is that just your voice?
It's just me.
Oh, by the way,
Wow.
I listened to Nuts in Your Mouth.
I listened to the beaver one.
Oh,
It does not sound like you at all.
That was Heather that we were listening to.
Yeah.
I changed my voice.
Yeah. You missed all the excitement yesterday, Bri.
Yeah, you did.
Grandma's
You have to. That's how I came up with her name. I was like, "Hi, my name is Heather."
Yeah. Yeah. You have to tell Bri because he missed it all. Forgot about that.
I told my
Well,
husband.
that's probably why I was able to sleep so well.
Yeah.
And he's right next to me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Mom, what did you tell
You're over
Dad?
here? Wait a minute. I'm trying to see. I think you're over here.
Sorry, I was trying to read.
What did you tell Dad?
Oh, I was telling him about the stream yesterday. I was like, and I couldn't be on there. And I was so jealous of everyone. I said, but I was like, Grandma just seems so innocent. And then she said that what she used to do. And I said, her name is Heather.
That was one of 14.
17.
Oh.
Well, that's the only one I heard.
And that's the thing. The reason why I had so many characters is because there's so many different interests.
Yeah.
That's what you call
There's
it.
medication for that.
Yeah, Viagra.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Extends the phone call.
Carmen's like, I'm out.
No, so I had to play all different characters, all different ages. I had an Asian girl.
And surprise, the college one was the most popular.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I was going to say, don't do the Asian
I had
one because I might get in trouble for being...
I had two young ones. One was college, one was young. That one I worked. I did a lot with ICE, and I put four people in jail with that one.
Wow.
I muted myself. Good, because that's gross. But
Yeah.
You had to have that.
Yeah,
and
no,
I
have put.
Of course it was.
I have put 4 people in prison, and I had to stop. I was working with a group. It was a ring, and I had all the information. And this was years. We had really been working on this for like over a year. It was almost 2 years, and I had to stop because ICE had everything. They were going in, and the state of California said no. And I was like, I can't. I hate the state of California.
I was going to say, that's because California sucks.
I hate the state of California.
I know, and they're all coming down here.
I know. It was a ring. It wasn't just one guy that's off his rocker. It was a big ring, and we had all of this information. We knew who the people were. We knew what they were doing, where they were meeting, all the stuff.
So you developed this character specifically to target them?
Yeah, well, and actually, this one went with Heather. That one was talking to Heather, and Heather, I hated it because I had to act like I enjoyed it, which no. So I did not like it, but I'm also going to protect the kids. And so
Yeah.
I had to, but I could, I, after I did all of that and had to listen to all of that and know all of that and see all of this stuff. And then
Was it virtual as well?
no, but that he would go on TeamViewer so that I could see his computer, and he would think that if he was doing that, and he was on the phone with me. So on the phone with me and then showing me his computer, he thought he was safe. But ICE had a recording thing on my computer so I could capture everything he was showing me. So I captured all of that, and then I had a recording device on my phone just for him, but a recording device on my phone so I could get what he was saying and what he was showing. And even though he was trying to do them separate, he thought he was safe. He didn't know that, the federal government was on him. But I had
Did they ask you to do that?
Huh?
Did they ask you to do that, or did you approach them?
I approached them because so this is stuff like with Shy. I know a lot of things. There are things that's why I'm able to testify for sexual deviance. There are some things that are just in your head and you will never act on it. You won't. And ICE immediately, I had to school them because they are cut and dry. If you think it, you're going to do it and you're going to act on it. And, and I'm like, no, that's not true. I've heard tons of stuff that people would never act on. But I also have heard stuff where I'm going, okay, now wait. Now it's not just a fantasy thing.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Now
they're
we
gonna
have
play
crossed
this.
over that line, and I'm really good at being able to listen to somebody and go, okay, yeah, no, this person is just in their head. They're calling me and saying these things, no, just because they ain't gonna tell anybody else,
Right.
because you're not going to tell your buddy whatever this weird thing is. So call me. Who am I? They're not going to.
Right.
They'll tell me anything. But
ahead,
in
sorry.
that, I can hear when somebody's really getting serious about it, and when they cross over that line, then and or send me pictures and stuff, I'm like, oh no.
Right.
And then so I approached them.
So she was telling me
Cassidy
about
sorry. She says,
Hello.
I haven't been watching this trial, but watched the verdict. Ashley Benefield seemed cold and not surprised. The DA seemed like immature bullies or mean girls. Absolutely. And the judge seemed annoyed at her defense again. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. I think Ashley may have just been
shocked.
Well, you could see her yesterday. She was very tense. She was, just rigid, just tight. Her breathing and everything. I think she was just totally shut down. She's been through it.
Yeah, and scared to death. I mean,
oh yeah. Because last night she thought, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to wait. We're going to be waiting. And she never thought that at 11:30 she's going to have cuffs on her and she's going to prison.
Yeah, and a prison in Florida at that.
Yeah,
like, those are rough. Then, but what I was saying, Cheyenne was telling me at a clinic that she used to work at, that there was an older guy that he would come in there, and he was registered. Let's say that, and he would just go sit in the lobby, because whenever he would get that feeling, he would just go sit in the lobby, and they kicked him out. And he was like, "I'm trying to not act on this," and he's like, "I need help. I don't know what to do." He's like, "Nobody will help me, so I just sit in here."
Yeah.
And they made him leave.
Wow.
And it's like, why would you
I want
do that?
one of them. They look
Yeah.
yummy. Give me one.
Speaking of Cheyenne,
Give me one. Give me one.
her birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday. What are you going to do for her birthday?
I don't know. I haven't gotten her anything.
What?
I
Oh,
know. I
come
know.
I could reach through the screen and grab you. I would.
I know.
Wet
let
Willie
me
coming your way.
defend her.
Wet Willie.
Let-
Wet Willie.
Let me defend her. Since
Oh.
her and Cheyenne have moved to Texas, they have literally been through natural disasters.
Surgeries, breaking necks.
Oh, God.
Yes, surgeries, unexpected job losses. They literally lived naked and afraid after hurricane, whatever that last one that came through was, for 4 days. They are like a couple weeks in at finally just starting to get back on their feet. Everything in I tell Carmen, I was like, everything in that state wants to unalive you. You've had rattlesnakes removed from your backyard. You've had cottonmouths removed from your backyard. Then you had a copperhead who he wasn't around to come get from your backyard. Then you had bullet ants unalive a copperhead right outside the gate on your driveway because bullet ants are horrible.
And
You
then
have
left it there for me.
You have tarantulas that are in mating season and having a great time right now. You have tornadoes. You've had flooding. You had an earthquake last week. Let's see.
That sounds like you're living in Australia.
Yeah, Jodie's like, we don't have all that here.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, probably when I stepped on that bullet ant, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was so painful.
They don't have they just need to be happy that that Cheyenne made it to a birthday. Like that's all. When Carmen had hers in April, they just needed to be like, hey, look at us.
And we were just like, great.
Great. Let's go outside.
Do like a special dinner. Just chilling at home.
A picnic in the lounge room.
Yeah. Well, I know we're going to go eat dinner tonight because we're going to go to Spring, which is like an hour away because I need to go get my hair cut. And we're going to go do that. But I might try to like just make her something, but also work. I won't see her tomorrow because when she gets off work, I have to go to work.
Oh. So that means you have to do it tonight then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other thing. They work opposite shifts.
Opposite
so,
times.
you know,
Yep.
it's great.
Like as soon as
But
I get home,
they're
he's
good.
like, okay, bye. I'm like,
Yeah. But she tells me she would move to Texas 1,000 times over. And I said, well, you know what? You've made it so I used to think I wanted to move to Texas. Now I never move to Texas.
I've never thought about moving to Texas. I'll go visit.
That's actually a really good idea. You just reminded me. She doesn't like flowers, but she does like tulips.
Because tulips are amazing.
Good idea.
Tulips.
Let me write that down before I forget.
I have to do that with everything. I'm like, you guys don't see all the little notes that I have.
Oh.
It's like I'm a
I have to write everything down. I have all these papers and sticky notes. I've got sticky notes on my monitor everywhere. I got everything.
Me
Then
too.
I have
I've got a
everything on
note.
my phone.
This
Forget
one
everything.
says Pillsbury biscuits with sausage gravy, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, and no KFC.
No KFC. Yeah, I have to write down everything. I got tons of notes in front of me because I do forget everything.
Me
That's
too.
part of. Now I've gotten better. I used to have like these Post-it notes all over my house because I would forget stuff. So like at the top of my stairs, I would have notes so that when I got to the top of the stairs, I wouldn't forget what I was supposed to do. I
Put your
had
foot down.
notes at the bottom of the stairs, notes at the back door, notes on the refrigerator. I mean, and notes everywhere because I would forget everything.
Yes, Kim, my daughter's going to Hawaii in September, and I was asking the girls what, because she really wants to try some. Well, she said American gas station food and stuff like
Don't
that.
eat
So I was
gas
asking what.
I said no gas station food.
That wasn't
And-
gas station food.
No, but I said,
know
what
what
should
you
she
mean.
order at Chick-fil-A? And I think it was Bob that piped up and said, "Don't go to KFC because it'll upset your tummy" or something like that.
Oh
It
yeah.
absolutely will.
Chick-fil-A is good.
Chick-fil-A is good. There was I said, because when you go to Chick-fil-A, you don't have to worry about being unalived in the line waiting for your chicken sandwich because they didn't have enough.
That's
Gabby
true.
and Bob are Team Popeyes. I can't say I'm Team Chick-fil-A because I've never been to Popeyes, but my husband tells me it's overrated.
It is
And
overrated.
so
I think
just
Chicken Express is better than Popeyes.
Have you ever heard of Bojangles?
I have.
I think we have that.
I
Bloomington
used
may
to
have
be
had
vinegar
one.
of Bojangles. That's good. It's a
The thing-
Cajun. It's
The thing
Cajun.
about Bloomington is, which is the town next to me, every chain restaurant, that's where it comes to die because it never lasts.
Note to
never
self,
as
if I
good.
ever open a restaurant, don't go there.
It's never as good. Like you can go to 100 different other like KFCs or whatever, and they'll be delicious. And then you go to Bloomington, and it's gross. Like they
Hey,
don't
Chrissy.
last here. Oh, see, I told you.
That's what you can do, Carmen. Create her a virtual identity on Night Flirt.
all kinds of identities.
I said man stuff, and I said that is usually the signal that brings Chrissy in.
She was sleeping and all she hears is man stuff. She's like,
she's like,
"Gotta
man
go in."
stuff. Did they find Viking Cup? We haven't found him yet, Chrissy. I don't know where he went.
I've got the Night Flirt website up on my screen.
Oh no.
I'm still there. I'm not active. My characters are still there. I don't like KFC, but Bojangles is Kim's favorite. Yeah. And I saw that Gabby, that Manny's still waiting at the airport for me. He's in Hawaii. One of my little ones went to Hawaii. His grandmother died, and they went to Hawaii. It's a whole big thing. But anyway, they went to Hawaii.
How far is Hawaii from Indiana?
I'd have to probably fly to LA and then off from LA to Hawaii, I think.
You can either go
like
from
12
You can either,
hours.
Oh God, really?
I don't know. I think it took when they had to take Patty. Well, obviously that's different because they also had a body with him, but I think it was like 16 hours
Because
when they flew Patty over there.
Indy to LA is 5.5 nonstop. So then whatever LA to Hawaii is. So I think it's probably a long enough flight. I would need somebody to knock me out. Because
what's halfway between here and you?
You'd have to go
Australia and me.
I think you have to go from Indy to LAX, California, and then I don't know. You have to stop somewhere. Well, I don't know. You should probably do an international. That would probably make it there.
Someone say
you have to stop.
Is there somebody here?
No.
Oh,
Boop.
did you just need me
Oprah?
to?
Boop, Oprah.
Nobody got when I said boop, there it is in chat yesterday.
Boop.
There it is.
You guys just read boop, there it is. I'm like, no,
Boop,
that's not what I was saying. But I booped you twice.
Yay. Not me.
Jodie, I went on the site and I just put in one of my characters' names that I don't even see it.
Came up.
There's so many. I haven't done it in a very long time.
In the search engine?
Yeah. I just put in her name.
Heather?
Well, no, I put in Kinky Kelly.
Kinky Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
I thought she said pinky. And I was like, I don't want to know where that came from.
Kinky Kelly.
Kinky Kelly.
There's some other Kinky Kellys, but it's not me. But I haven't been on there. So right now you're going to see all the ones that are active. But I'm just looking.
Didn't come up with anything.
You're going to see, because I purchased pictures. I purchased models' pictures. So there are other people who would use the same ones. And there was this one, Kiki Kelly, somebody else used her, but only had like, I think they just like captured her pictures or whatever. And so I had callers that would see that other character, like who they thought was me on this other thing. And that name was Brianna. And they're like, somebody's using your pictures. And I said, I know. That was my best friend. And one time she had my laptop and I didn't realize that she took my pictures off of my laptop and she's using my stuff. But if you notice, she doesn't have all my pictures. She just goes and Googles just a butt or whatever and puts it up there because and if you look, it's not mine. And
oh no, you didn't.
Because I had all this, so it made her look like she had stolen my pictures, that we were good friends. We used to be best friends. And she had my laptop and took my pictures off of my laptop. And they believed me because I was like, oh yeah, Brianna, yeah, I know.
And when I was song yesterday, Gabby was like the bowling ball hold.
Oh my gosh.
So, Brian, what's your thoughts?
Brian just said to be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm just soaking it in.
Awful quiet. Sitting next to me.
Yeah. You in danger.
Well, actually, all I've been thinking about for the last 20 minutes is Whataburger.
I've been thinking about strawberries.
I saw that. And I was like, that's on the top 5 of my list for reasons I'm going to move to Houston.
There you go.
For Whataburger. We don't have a Whataburger.
We don't have
Yeah, when we go to
either.
Houston, that's like our first stop. Is Whataburger.
What's gooning? I don't know. What's gooning?
Does she mean grooming or gooning?
I don't know. I know a goon bag is a 2-liter cask wine. You get the cask wine and it's called a goon bag.
We probably shouldn't say that in America. That
Also,
would be bad.
I don't know.
If you go to Houston, you got to try In-N-Out too. In-N-Out.
Some
burger.
people say that's overrated, but I don't know.
I haven't had it in 20
All the
years.
times we've been there, we've never gone there.
It's good.
I found Heather.
Chrissy has the only good Burger King in the entire country. Yeah, Chrissy said no to In-N-Out.
Yeah, because you can have it whenever you want. I have to drive an hour and a half to go get it.
I'm really glad AJ saw that.
What?
Well, you missed it. You'll have to look back.
Oh no, they saw it. I just
Just no one wants to talk about it.
Well,
I think I'll be sick.
No one likes the tooth, okay?
What? I did miss it.
No, you saw it.
No, she didn't. If she did, she would have laughed so loud. It would have been the best thing ever.
That.
She blocked it out.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I made the bowling ball reference.
Wow, I just saw something else. Interesting. Very interesting.
Tanya's researching Night Flirt, and she's like, everyone's mentioning gooning. What's gooning?
We have a Five Guys, but man, they are expensive. They were expensive before things got expensive.
What's a Five Guys?
It's a burger joint.
They're known for their French fries. They've got really good fries.
Yeah, they're really good. They're like
close to
homemade
In-N-Out.
cut fries.
You're making me hungry now.
A dare, believe it or not, 5 women, 1 man. It was only 6 people on the jury.
There were 7 women and 2 men out of the 9. And yeah, so
I
1 man.
I wonder if she's going to be able to get to talk to them after.
I actually searched YouTube for any jury interviews and there was nothing.
Nothing.
Huh.
Nothing yet. So
it'd be interesting to see what they have to say.
mm.
You know, like how they came to their conclusion.
Oh, I'd love to know that.
Yeah.
I'd love to know that. I don't know if you heard me say it or not. Gabby may have been in chat about the woman that said I think in Law and Crime chat, that says she knows what DV and SA victims look like.
Yeah,
Do
you
I
don't
look
know.
like one?
Apparently, you don't.
We all
Well,
look the same.
I
Do
look like
I
a
look
hood.
like one?
I look like a
Yes,
hoodsie
Chrissy?
cup. So
That's why I said line up the women and tell me who in that lineup, just by their looks, is a DV or SA victim. Just do that.
Chrissy doesn't know the verdict.
Guilty of man stuff, Chrissy, with some firearm enhancements after that, looking at up to 30 years because of the enhancement on there.
Yeah.
I'll say an absolute crock.
yeah, a whole lot of bat guano.
Yep, I agree. And 5 women, 1 man on the jury. So that even is more confusing to me. Not that saying the women just had to stick together, but are these the 5 women that have never had anything bad happen to them?
What I don't understand is, so they were deliberating, they sent out a question, and then they come back and they're like hung. And then the judge is like,
hung?
They were they were well hung.
Maybe the man
15,
was
15 or 16 inches.
Yeah. So
enhanced.
It was a hung jury, and then he was like, well, do y'all want to go home and come back in the morning, or do you want to stay? And so he sent them back to see if they want to stay or not, and he got a note saying they're going to stay, and then 40 minutes later they come back with a verdict. What? So you went from being a hung jury to, okay, she's guilty in 40 minutes.
You know what? That's the most annoying part, because I mean, AJ, I think you're right when you said that, you know, everybody just wanted to go home, because the whole trial, the judge was just sending them home. I don't even think that they were even there for more than half the trial. It was so annoying.
I think if, like, once
they should have gone home,
they close, I think they should send them home. And then so they can start in the morning
thinking,
and they have all day, and it's not, oh, I want to go to sleep, or I want to go see my kids, or
no pressure, no rush, just
well, especially because yesterday he called him in and sent him out for 3.5 hours immediately.
Yeah, that was so frustrating.
Why were they?
That's why we call grandma.
I didn't even have to come in yet. Does someone have to
never
be there?
been there?
Yeah, we had to call in the big guns, grandma.
Don't make us call grandma.
I mean, the big.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Never mind.
They need a talking to.
You can say it.
Yeah,
You
no,
said
I
never
think.
Well,
mind.
unfortunately, you can't.
Done.
You can't generally, anyway, appeal what the jury did. The appeals are going to have to be solely based on what happened in the courtroom and looking for reversible error.
Yeah,
and that's why he made so many records.
Maybe with the judge not letting some stuff in might be an opening.
That, and also
it's going to be a tough road.
The prosecutor didn't really. There were some things that the prosecutor said that were not really accurate, and how when in her closing wasn't exactly what came out. She kind of took some stuff and kind of spun it the way she wanted it to be. So they bring that up, they might be able to get it with that too. But it's so hard to overturn a jury.
I think the judge, though, he did correctly tell the jury at the beginning of the trial that what the lawyers say in opening and closing is not evidence.
But
Right.
Now,
just because
we all
they
know
say
that they
that.
listen to what they say.
They say it.
but-
Mhm.
And Adair, this is where you and I just disagree, because I live in an area I don't have any little kids in my house, so there's not that worry. And
I have a loaded gun.
on my
Right there.
fireplace mantle is a 22
Mhm.
and a 9 right now, because we just haven't put the 9 back. It's ready to go, because if we need that, we need it then. We don't need it 30 seconds later or a minute later or 2 minutes later. We need it right then and there. So I don't have an issue with the fact that she had a firearm in her house and ready to go. That does not mean that she thought something bad was going to happen to him. That's just, it sounds like that's the way they both kept their firearms. And everybody forgets he had a part in all of this.
Right.
Just because he's not here doesn't mean he also married her in 13 days. He also had firearms. He also, he also did all the things that, and I'm not frustrated with you, Adair. I'm just frustrated with that in general, because people have forgotten about that. Calling her a gold digger because her ballerina company failed.
Right.
I'm like, he had a part. He volunteered the money. He
And don't forget, she ran to the next door neighbor. The first thing he did was grab his loaded firearm because someone banged at the door, and he thought it might have been an intruder, because they would bang on the door.
Because
who actually pulled the trigger and fired the gun?
Yep.
When he was acting like he was gonna off himself,
and threw a loaded weapon at her.
At her.
You know what? Bob makes a good point.
Yep. Absolutely,
Yes.
Bob.
Yeah, I don't
Everybody
understand. We can't
just
buy them in
blew
Australia.
her
I
off.
don't know what that meant.
And you can't be completely shocked that your investment in a ballerina company went south. I mean, come on.
No.
Well,
that's not a
apparently,
normal thing.
apparently that she fell pregnant very soon after they started that, and that's why, because she was too sick to go on. But there are, from what I heard through Melanie Little, apparently they had gone in search of a lot of ballerinas to come down to where they were starting this business, and had promised them the world, and they had, but a lot of these people had relocated and had started rental properties and all sorts of stuff down there on the proviso that they were going to get these, contracts and stuff, and it never eventuated.
And I don't have an issue.
It's got nothing to do
with what it was loaded with, because if he said what it was loaded with was actually more protective of anybody else being around, because they were designed to not go through.
Those are self-defense rounds. Everybody uses them.
Yeah, they just make them sound scary.
You don't use full metal jacket in a defense weapon.
Exactly.
Nobody that knows hand pew-pews would do that. So that's just a normal round for someone to have.
And
they make it sound like
they're making a big deal out of it.
But it's not.
Okay.
And
we don't have that,
because they make it sound scary.
Yeah.
They're scary. It's scary. It's a firearm. It's scary. Only scary people have scary things and do scary things with those scary things.
I have an extra magazine in my Michael Kors bag.
Well, you're scary, Grandma. Guilty.
Well, I
have it loaded. I have it loaded.
In Connecticut, we have 10-round magazine limit, so you have to carry extra magazines.
I have an extra magazine in my purse.
If you think so, I know we have to be really careful of our wording here. So they want to limit the amount of rounds that everybody has, right? I have watched police videos where there has been several officers there firing several rounds at a person who's also firing back at them, you think somebody, at least one person's hit. There's nobody hit.
Yeah.
So it's like to say you don't need more than 10. Well, who's to say? Who's to say that? Are you going, you really have to practice a lot and be very accurate, and police officers can't do it. And they have to practice and I can't think of the word. Carmen, help me out here. When you guys go practice and you get recertified.
We have to target practice and stuff, but it's very strict on what we have to do, and like where it is that we have to hit.
Like CPR training. You've got to keep that up to date.
But training and life are different.
Right. I mean,
the adrenaline is different. And in that moment, they didn't hit. We saw one, I figured the guy was just obliterated. And he just went to jail because they never hit him one time. Not one time. And I'm like, where did all those things go? Because it was on a street, busy street, and nobody got hit.
The best training I think that I ever got with that, you know those little like firework things that you can throw it on the ground and it'll pop?
Poppers.
So they would stand by you and they would throw them, but you didn't know so you would hear the pop and it'd make you jump, but you gotta stay on your target. And then now they have moving targets and stuff. But like what my mom was saying, it's way different when you're in that actual situation and somebody else is trying to take your life. And but I was gonna say, like, so in Texas, everybody has a firearm. Everybody. So I wonder, would they hit it so hard of, she had a loaded firearm? Okay, well, if it's in a different state, would they say that? Would they hit it as hard? Because you go to Walmart here, you're going to pass people. Almost every single person you pass has a firearm on them.
Well, and Indiana is constitutional carry now. So you don't have to have, you can carry, you don't have to have anything.
Yeah.
Before they passed it, you would have thought our state was going to turn into a complete war zone with passed away people laying everywhere because it was just going to be chaos. I think we're in year 2 of it, and nothing has happened. Nothing. The thing that happened is a person entered one of the malls up by Indianapolis to do a mass unaliving and was hit by a person who was carrying, and then they tried to get that person in trouble because the mall is a weapon-free zone.
But that person just saved a ton of lives by having it.
Well, that's what I always say. I've got it in my purse. I'll go in places. Nobody's expecting it to be with this old lady in that purse. They're not even thinking about it. And I'm like, I know I saw that sign, but yeah, if I use it and I save somebody, y'all can talk to me later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
and I don't.
You put up these no pew pew zones.
I hate walking into them.
That's a billboard for bad guys.
Yeah, come in because nobody's there is supposed to have one.
Yeah.
Yep.
In my opinion, anyway.
When I was doing my concealed weapons training, our trainer literally was talking about our mall and said, okay, so on the doors of the entrances to the mall, it all has that. You can't go in with that. But Belk's, which has an entrance that goes into the mall, so you can go through that store and go into the mall from that store. They don't have the sign going into their store, and there is no sign from their store into the mall. So she said, if you're going to go through Belk's, go through there, and you can go through the store and into the mall, and then you're good. So she literally said, if you're going to go to the mall, go park at Belk's and walk through there because there's no sign there. You can go in legally.
And I don't want to get into a big Second Amendment thing. Because I can see we're in trouble already.
They're coming for
Brian.
you.
we are in
Wasn't
trouble
me.
already.
I didn't do it.
My point is, I don't fault her, and the, I don't know what the jury thought of
Look,
Jer. I
you
think
put
it was a
a-
compromise
put
verdict,
a
but I
gun-
don't have a fault with her having those in her home any more than I have any. I don't care that grandma has it, or Brian has it, or Carmen has them. I don't care. That is their choice. And as long as they are responsible with them and they know what they're doing with them, that's their right.
At the end of the day, you put the wrong implement into the wrong person's hands and they make the wrong decision.
They're going to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
It goes with everything. So
Yeah, it's like I have one ready to go right by my bed. And just in case somebody decided that they wanted to come in, I need to be able to protect myself and protect my partner and protect my animals.
I pull my finger.
I put it under. You put it under your shirt.
Pull my finger.
Oh, you said pull your finger. I thought you said I put up my finger.
Pull my finger.
They soon back away.
That's deadly.
Because there's a bomb about to go off in here.
You just got pink eye.
And there's no cure for that kind, honey.
Oh my God. That's worse.
Get out the doxy right now.
I'd like to hear that hearing. But she gave me pink eye.
She said, pull my finger. It was a loaded weapon.
Where was I? I didn't know it was loaded.
Like, Judge, I was gagging and begging, please let me out of here. And the smog was so thick, I couldn't find my way. And she opened the door. And it was horrible. The worst thing I've ever
I
been.
have
I will never
an
rob
air
another
freshener
house.
in my car that says, my farts have been known to oh God, I'm gonna have to go and get it. To suffocate small children or something like that.
What is this?
Oh, that's funny. Don't let children ride with Jodie.
Right at your own risk.
Save the children.
No, she's talking. Is this in California, Chrissy?
Well, he's handicapped now.
So she said, did you hear about the old lady who handicapped the guy who drove in front of her and took a handicapped parking spot she was waiting for, and he wasn't actually handicapped? Chrissy, you don't help my cause here. She waited 2 hours for him to come out of the place, and then when she confronted him, he said he wasn't handicapped. He pulled out a
I've
pew-pew
got
and
disabled
pow-powed him
sticker
in
on my
both
car.
knees.
And if someone parks in those parks and they don't have one, I wait for them.
So if you look at me, you can't tell that I'm handicapped at all. You can't tell. I have a handicap sticker. I have a balance disorder from my wrecks and stuff. So I'm in a handicap parking place, and this old man pulls up in a truck behind me, has his window down, and is yelling at me. I haven't even gotten out of the car, just opened the door. He is yelling at me, and everybody starts looking like, what in the world? He's like, you're not handicapped, you can't park there. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, excuse me, sir, what are you talking about? He's like, you can't park there. I said, well, yes, I can. He's like, you don't have a handicap placard. And I just took the card and I went, right here. He goes, oh.
Grandma, I would have just started limping away.
Well, I got it.
I just get on my scooter.
In my car. I don't use it. I don't use it unless I'm having a bad day, because sometimes I have a bad day and I'm off balance. My neighbors are used to seeing me walk, and I'm like trying to balance like this, but I'm not ballerina. But my neighbors are used to it, and I if I go into a restaurant or something that's crowded that I'm thinking I might get off balance or something, I'll use it just for safety purposes so I don't
Right.
fall. But yeah, so I didn't have it, but yeah, as soon as I got out of the car, I got my cane. Like I didn't need it that day, but I took it just so that it made him look like a little shit,
Yeah.
yelling
Well,
at me because I don't look like there's anything wrong with
That's what I was gonna
No,
say.
me
Like,
either.
you
You
can't,
don't, but you
can't
can bring
tell.
that. Sorry, Carmen, didn't mean to.
I was
interrupt
gonna
you.
say, like, with some people, you don't know what their handicap thing is. If you looked at Cheyenne, you would have no idea that she has a TBI as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know it because whenever it flares up, I have to deal with it. Or
Right.
she repeats herself a lot. Like she'll say something and then 5 seconds later, she'll say the exact same thing again.
Yeah.
It took a while for me to not get frustrated with that because I don't like when people repeat themselves.
Not
And
all
that-
disabilities are visible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've had
And
3 TBIs and it's bad.
yeah, and hers is
Bad.
right.
And I
right in
can
the frontal
snap in a
lobe.
second. I can go 0 to 60 and poof. Yeah. My family.
My electric scooter does that. You should see me hooning down the sidewalk. It's great.
But you can
You
take.
think I'm joking, don't you?
No,
No.
no. But you could take that everything we just said and wrap that back around to Ashley Benefield.
Yep.
Didn't have a mark on her.
Yep.
Never
Yeah.
had a mark on her.
I never had a mark on me. Well, no, wait a minute. Well, I had one that would he liked to take his finger and poke me right there, and it hurt so bad.
Uh-huh.
But there's no mark. There's no mark. He would grab me on my arm and I would have little tiny bruises. It was his fingerprints. And people would say, "Oh my gosh." And I would just say, "Oh yeah, I was moving furniture," because I had an auction company at the time. And I was like, "Oh, I was moving furniture and I just banged myself because I bruise easily." And so nobody ever thought about it. But yeah, that was the only thing. I had tiny little bruise marks where he would grab my thing. But he always did right there because it didn't leave. It was no bruising, no marks. That's the only physical. Everything else was emotional and your psychological abuse is just.
Yep. The only physical thing you saw with me was puppy eyes from crying myself to sleep.
Like him waving the gun or the pew pew, waving the pew pew around and just throwing it at her. Okay, well,
Yep.
And like I was saying, I called the cops on that guy because he said he was going to off himself, and then he yelled at me. Well, he was doing the same thing. He literally pulled the trigger, and what is that going to do to somebody?
Right.
Now she's like, okay, well, he didn't hit me that time, but the next time, who's to say that it isn't gonna get me?
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's what they do.
And
all I
then,
can think about is someone trying to pull a B&E at Jodie's house, and she just does a Three Stooges act. That's all I picture in my head. Yeah. It's just like, she's like, pink eye, pink eye, pink eye. You get pink eye, and you get pink eye.
No, I don't even do anything. I just look at their face and I just go, It was me.
It was me.
It was me.
Yes.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody broke into my house, I'd be like, really?
Yay!
Market practice.
Yeah. And if they're looking for money, I'm gonna help you look.
Wrong house here.
Yeah.
Carmen's house is the house. Carmen's house is the house that if someone pulls a B&E, it just lights up red and it starts playing like death metal music.
Well,
and she like puts on a Deadpool costume.
If you set off my alarm, it'll be like intruder, get out immediately, and it'll start like flashing lights at you, and it's like police have been called, and it's intense.
I think
Jodie pops out of the bushes and she's like, pink eye, pink eye, pink eye.
I got you.
Because
Oh,
I remember
Oh,
like
the flashing lights would. Oh, I wouldn't be able to do that. I had
but
epilepsy from
I
Grandma's
do
like,
yeah.
I'm
I do
done. I
too.
can't rob your house
God,
anymore.
no.
So
No flashing
yeah.
lights.
Have
Well,
a seizure.
Well,
whenever
touch
we
wood.
had the
I've never been robbed.
yeah, whenever we had
It's
our
that
storm,
green light.
it screwed up our security system. And so I was just laying there one time, and all of a sudden it was like, intruder, intruder. I was like, okay, and it was
See?
doing the lights, but
You haven't been waiting for that day. Because
I
you're
know.
like,
I just still laid there. And I was like, you can come in, I guess. But no, I have epilepsy too, so that, like, I don't like when it flashes at night. Like, I can't look at it.
Yeah,
So,
no, flashing lights are not good.
not my friend. Because like when I stay at my parents' house, the last time it was storming really bad, so I had to like turn lights on, so it wasn't as intense. I'm
Flashing.
pretty sure if my mom saw me seize out, I don't know what you would do.
Well, I don't have I have frontal ones, so mine are just like I zone out. I've had them on stream,
Yeah.
and you don't even know. I just kind of zone out for a moment. So I don't have the tremors or anything. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of
No, they said mine's intense. Like I'll stiffen up and down I go.
oh yeah, I don't
And,
do that.
and like
she has looked like she's beat the crap out of herself before because she's hit the counter and everything
Mhm.
else.
Only
yeah, when I
thing
hit
I've
the table,
done
that sucked.
is I was in my pantry and I had one and I had a can of like chicken in my hand and I had a seizure, so I just kind of went out and I dropped the can and the can hit my toe and busted my toe up. I didn't know anything, didn't feel anything. Came to and I'm like, I look down and I see my foot's busted and the can of chicken's on the floor. And I'm like, oh, I guess I had a seizure. But my toe, oh my gosh. I was like, that had to have really hurt. But yeah, no, I didn't feel it because I was out. I don't know how long it lasted. I mean, I take medication, but
Yeah,
it
I
still
do
happens
too.
every once in a while. Especially if I'm like under a lot, like heavy stress, that will bring it up. So I
I
just
get
kinda said,
pain.
hey, look, you can't stress me out now.
Mhm.
Well, that's like
Good
the
excuse.
first one I had. I bit completely through my tongue.
Mm.
Oh,
Didn't feel it. I felt it the next day.
yeah.
And that's me and my foot. I was like, oh my gosh, it's throbbing. I didn't feel it. And when I came out of it, I didn't notice. I kind of just was like looking down, like I had chicken in my hand, and then I looked down and I saw my foot and it was bleeding. I'm like, there's blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, there's that can of chicken.
Well,
That's what happened.
my very, very first one, I thought I got shot because
Oh.
I woke up in a hospital, but
Oh wow.
there was red liquid beside me, and it's because in the ambulance, I guess I came to, and the IVs took them
pulled.
out, and so that's why there was that beside me. But like, I still had all my gear on and stuff. Well, some of it because they had removed my vest and everything. But I was like, did I get shot? And they're like, no, you had a seizure. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know I
put
had
an
that.
IV in for a seizure.
How long have you had epilepsy?
Since 2022. It's from a brain injury. Like
Okay, so
basically getting hit a little bit too hard in the head.
Too much fighting.
Too much
Yeah.
fighting.
Mine came from brain trauma. But mine, so when I had my accidents, that's the thing. I have a whole group of friends that had stopped having anything to do with me because they thought that I was faking it. They thought that there was nothing wrong with me. And I'm like, because you looked at me, I didn't have any bruises, no scratch, nothing. 3 accidents, 13 months to the day. All 3 accidents, no bruises, nothing. But what it is it's like shaken baby syndrome. my brain was just bopping around pinball in my skull. And they're like, your brain is this spongy, soft thing, and your skull is like razors, and it is cutting. And so a damaged part of my brain, and it is like I had to rewire my brain. I could not remember my son's name. I could not recognize my name that I wrote on a piece of paper. I could not find my way to work. Now, it took a week. So immediately I was okay. But a week later, it was bad. I'm just going to work, and I'm at a light, and I'm like, I know I'm going to work, but I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And it just got worse and worse and worse. And then I couldn't walk straight. I was weaving down a hallway, and I couldn't remember anything. It was really bad. And then 4 months later, I had another wreck. People were trying out, they were out to get me. Had another wreck. So it was like 5 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Right.
And then it was like 9 months later or whatever, another one. And that was the worst one. And it was just, so it was one after another after another. So as soon as I was trying to get better, it just re-injured me. So now everything, that's why I do all the games that I do. I do red light therapy. I do all, just the way I eat. Everything I do is to help my brain. I had to rewire my brain. So I'm so much better. So much better. That's why I don't read any books on Grandma's house anymore. I just can't. I can't do it. One day I will, but it's a struggle. I know. And when you say you get, when I had to go to court for all the, settlements and stuff, they're like, well, how do you know that you got epilepsy from the car wreck? I'm like, because I didn't have epilepsy before.
Exactly. Like they asked me it, I'd be like, well, I didn't have it before this. Also, my neurologist, who's very, very good. He's like, yeah, that's from getting hit a little bit too much and a little bit too hard.
That's what my neurologist, I didn't even know. I had no clue. And he was like, I was like, I have what? He was like, yeah, you have epilepsy, but it's this type, blah, blah, blah. That's why you don't remember these things. That's why, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, so I've had that. He was like, oh no, you got that from the car wreck. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I happen to have had, and because of my brain damage, I don't remember why, but at some point I had an MRI. So I had an MRI from before so they could show that I didn't have anything. And now you can look at the MRI. Now I've had 3 more. So each accident, I had another MRI. So yeah. So that was good.
But like they can see right back here, basically like there's some scarring there. And so they said sometimes it doesn't fire correctly.
Right.
And because it's pretty deep tissue scarring or whatever.
I have it where my brain, this is the weirdest thing. All of a sudden my eye will just get bloodshot. It'll be, I've done this on stream too. And my eye is just pouring out water. And I look like, like I'm crying or whatever. I'm not. It's just my eye. It just goes on fire. It can last 5 minutes. It can last days, weeks, whatever. I never know. And I asked the doctor, and the neurologist said, oh yeah, that's your brain firing backwards. Instead of firing inwards, it fires outwards. And it's like, it makes it kind of like allergies, but it's not.
Yeah, I will get sometimes with this eye, I can't, like I won't be able to see very well out of it. It's like black. Like it feels like it looks like when I'm trying to look through,
you don't see anything.
It just looks like there's like a black piece of, like I can kind of see, but just a lot of black spots and then it'll go away. And I know, like, my mom.
I had a hangnail once.
Oh my God!
I know.
Are you okay?
I don't think I was gonna make it at that time, but then
I know. Touch and go there for a minute.
They
you
are
know,
painful. They are
yeah,
painful. You
yeah,
get
you know,
water in them, hot water, trying to wash your hands, and it's
yep,
like,
I
ow,
bet
what
we could
is
get you some
that?
disability on that too. You can
yeah.
have a handicap spot.
Oh, are you kidding me? In Massachusetts, absolutely,
That would be like prime.
absolutely. You can get anything in Massachusetts
I,
if you really
absolutely.
think hard. If you really think hard, you could figure something out.
Yep. All right, my lovelies. Mwah, I am
Night,
going
Jodie.
to go
Night,
to
night,
bed.
night,
Jodie.
Good night.
night, night, Jodie.
I'll go and watch you on the TV in bedroom and just go with dribble down my mouth.
That's
I'm not going to talk to you. Brian can talk to you.
Yeah, Bright. Brian, if you just would stop talking so much, we might be able
Yeah,
to go
no
to
joke.
Brian Edgewise.
You know, AJ, I was just
I'll
saying
read.
that.
I'll read Jodie a bedtime story.
Aw.
Aw, I want one.
Hopefully, it doesn't have
Right. You
nuts
have a great
involved.
voice for that.
That's
Well,
what
he
does.
was invited.
All right, my lovelies. Mwah.
Good
Bye,
night.
Jodie.
Bye,
Bye.
Good
Jodie.
night.
And I'll see you soon.
Okay, okay.
See you later,
darling.
Governor.
Bye, Governor.
Governor.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, Brian, you could make some money. Mhm.
He's like, come here, Brad.
Yeah, Bri, you
I
can
can
make
show you how
money.
to do
You could
this.
make money and you could still work nights.
I'm still on that schedule. I am
But what's the
still
shift
because I work.
differential for that job?
Do what?
What's the shift differential for that job? Do you get extra?
It's sort of like a Lyft. You know, you make your own schedule.
Whenever you want.
Oh.
You turn on the phone. I'm looking at I'm like, oh, I could just turn Heather on right now. We could take some phone calls right now.
Hey, and Bri, you already have a name for it too. You can just call it Bri Sandwich.
Only thing is you would get calls from guys. You would. So, if you didn't care about that, you would do very well.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
I talk to anybody.
Yeah, see, you do well. You have no problem.
He proves that because he hangs out here.
Yeah. You have no problem. No problem. There's a lot of guys on there. They do very well. You won't get women callers. People always think like that. I'm like, no. I have had women callers though. I've had three, but it was so funny. I had one lady call. She was very upset. She saw that her husband had called and wanted to know. Now, here's the thing. There's no way she knew he called me from the phone number. So I don't know if I actually talked to her husband or not.
Oh, so it's like random. So like you call the number and whoever's on shift, they get the next call and then it goes to the next person.
No, you can pick. So like if you
okay.
click on that website, you can
Yeah.
see all the people and it just says like I'm looking at Heather and it says send mail because I'm not active. If I turned it on, it would say call and you would just click on that button. So you're choosing to talk to Heather.
Gotcha.
Or whoever else that you pick off of there, and you get the same callers a lot. I had my
regulars.
Yeah, I had my regulars. So, and they watch to see when you're on. But so I can't remember what I was gonna say. But you
I must have had a seizure when you guys were talking about that because I don't know what night you're talking about.
Night flirt. I was a phone sex operator for 9 years.
Oh, okay.
Bry's like, wait, what am I getting myself into?
Right.
He's like,
I was a phone sex operator for 9 years, and I still got.
I thought it was just like reading stories like Winnie the Pooh or something. No, okay,
well, I do that. That's Grandma's house. 2 lives, totally separate, never crossed.
Well, they might want you to read him a book, Brian.
Yes, this is Grandma's house. I'll be grandma at 12:15 with a bunch of kids and adults. We play Kahoot at 12:15 today. So I do Grandma's house. That's my job. But before I was doing Grandma's house, I had just started, wasn't wasn't making any money, just starting out. And I had been doing this phone sex stuff. And I did that for 9 years and made really, really good money. So then I got burned out and retired.
That is crazy.
But I still have them. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I could go in there and activate them and take calls. The only thing is those pictures haven't aged.
Wow. She doesn't age at all.
I know.
She's
I did
great.
have them aging, but I mean, because I had the callers and stuff, this regulars, I'd have birthdays and get a new car or do whatever. I mean, you have to have them. Like even the girl that was in college, I had her get older. My younger one, she got older. You have to do that.
Right.
But
Like, why don't you
So-
ever age? I'm a robot. I'm AI.
I'm AI.
So this is completely off subject, but Mom, you know who Melissa Lucio is? So she was sentenced to injection in Texas, and it was actually, I just saw the original judge asked for them to overturn it because he doesn't think she did it.
Oh,
Wow.
the original judge.
The one that presided over.
Wait, what did she do?
Supposedly, she unalived her 2-year-old,
Oh,
but she has like 2 days before the passing, they were moving into a new apartment, and the 2-year-old misstepped on the stairs and fell, and she's like, I didn't really think much of it, and because of course she cried, but she seemed fine. Like she checked her out, she seemed fine, but then she started getting, like 2 days later, she got very lethargic, and then she passed. And so they said that it looked like basically somebody beat the crap out of her because she was a little bruised up from the fall. But of course, the mom didn't know that she hit her head like
Right.
hard. And so she was sentenced to injection. And 2 days before that was supposed to happen, the Innocent Project stepped in, got it stopped, and then now the original judge recommended that the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals overturn Miss Lucio's conviction and the sentence. This is now recommended to the Court of Appeals, which in Texas is the only court that can overturn a criminal conviction. I have to go blow my nose real quick.
Which, who's to say that they'll even pick that up? Because the
grandma.
I was trying not to look. That Lamar Johnson trial or hearing that we did where he was trying to get his conviction overturned, he had taken it to every court. So, and the state attorney general, their DAs, they're called different there in Missouri, even they were fighting trying to get it overturned. So it takes a lot. It's going to take more than that judge saying it. The witnesses in this trial had all like recanted it. There was other witnesses, well, not witnesses, other people that said it was us. We did it. It wasn't him. We did it.
Wow, that's crazy. I wonder how many times that has ever happened. Like a judge has come and said
That says a lot.
something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I know. And they should still do their due diligence about it, because you can't just take a judge's word. You can't just take anybody's word, because then you could just have, our system would be awful, because it'd be like, here's some money, say this person's innocent, and get them out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to be really careful about it. But it's insane. It's crazy. And I was thinking this morning, because I know, like, when I do those hearings or whatever, they're not super exciting. They're not flashy. They're not these big trials that we do, but they are part of the system. They're part of what happens.
When you do the smaller ones.
it's like, I want people to see it all. Like, this is happening, like we said, Lamar Johnson lost the best years of his life in prison, 30 some years.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
Well,
crazy.
With this woman, what's even more crazy, every single juror that was there all said the same thing later, that what they know now, they didn't know then.
Wow.
And if they would have known what they know now, they would have said not guilty.
Well, and that's the
Every
other
single
thing.
one of them said
You
that.
and it can go both ways, because you have all the motions hearings before the trials. There's things that are allowed in, things that aren't allowed in. And then juries find out later, maybe they found somebody innocent, and then they find out later that this evidence wasn't let in, and they say, had we known that, we would have found that person guilty. Like, that proved to us, that would have proven to us that this person did it. Or it can be in reverse. We didn't hear that. So it's
I
like,
always go back to the very first trial that I watched gavel to gavel and paid very close attention to was O.J. Simpson.
yep.
And when I was not surprised by the verdict, and there were so many people that were like, I can't believe it that they found him innocent. But if you go back through the videos and the transcripts and you look at what the jury actually saw and heard versus what we all saw playing out for days sometimes when the jury wasn't present, just based on what the jury saw, I could see how they reached that verdict. And over the years, it's what sometimes seems to me common sense is missing by what juries are allowed to see and what they're not. And then we end up with these weird verdicts. And it's like, yeah, well, I can see how they got to that, because they didn't see all this stuff that we think they should have seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the glove didn't fit, so.
You know what? It was genius of him to do that.
Genius.
Absolutely. Genius of him to do that.
I knew it wasn't going to fit anybody, and we don't use them anymore, but back then, latex gloves, that glove is not going to fit over that latex glove.
Yeah.
Even if it fit, it wasn't going on because of
No, it
latex.
wasn't go on. Well, you could make it not go on.
Yeah, he puffed out the back end of his hand when he put it on. He's like, see, it doesn't fit. I'm like, straighten your hand, man.
You can make it not fit. And wasn't it bloody? Wasn't it like stiffer too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they should have never done that.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
and then
But anyway, the whole point is that it's just juries don't get to see all the things we think they should.
Yeah.
And sometimes we base what we think on different
stuff that they
evidence,
didn't
for
hear.
lack of a better word, because we've seen it and they haven't.
Right.
And I probably lean, everybody knows I lean towards the defense just because the state has the burden. And if you're going to take somebody's life, literally or figuratively, away from them, you need to bring the receipts. And if you cannot do that without pulling all these tricks and shenanigans and everything else, I don't bring your case. But I do think the defense, to me, they should argue more for stuff that would be prejudicial against their client that doesn't necessarily have to do with what happened, because otherwise the state would throw everything at them. In 5th grade, they stole a pencil. In 7th grade, they stole a pen. It just escalated. You could see the escalation happening throughout his life, and everything would be there from the state because that's what they do. But so I get torn about it because I want the defense to be able to say, no, that doesn't have anything to do with what happened here. But when the state, like in this case, when the state tried so hard to keep all the DV stuff out, I'm like, why? That's, and I mean, we all know why. It hurts your case.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, it should not have been kept out, in my opinion. It should have been there front and center. Prove he didn't do it. Prove he wasn't this man. And you showing a picture of him smiling on a boat does not prove anything.
No, because they'll smile.
Oh, everybody
Yeah.
will. Y'all will all smile. We'll all be nice because that keeps peace.
Mm-hmm. That's what we were saying yesterday. She was playing the game. She had to play the game, because if she didn't play the game, she could have been killed years before, and protect the kid. You have to play the game. You got to keep the peace. Pacify him by saying whatever when she was answering back on the text messages. All right, love, or whatever. Okay, yeah.
And that's weird to me too, because
Say that.
even outside the context of domestic violence, I do that kind of crap every day just to, I don't have time for this. So I agree with you. I'm moving on. I got to go do the next thing,
Yeah.
and that's just normal life. And when you're in a situation where you're doing it because it's not just because you need to move on to the next thing, it's because you might not be able to move on to the next thing if you don't do it. So,
Right.
What
It makes me think of the Montgomery.
Adam Montgomery.
His wife.
Kayla.
And it's like, I mean, how
She's
far do
still
you
there.
have to play the game? Because her game went, I feel like, way too far.
I still think she's there, Gabby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Taken back in an instant. It's disgusting.
Yeah, definitely. That was a horrible, horrible case.
Who's the guy that had 6 wives, 4 of them are, I'm talking about?
In Vegas?
Yeah. So the very first one that
Wait,
passed
is his
away.
name Jesus? I was just guessing.
No, his name's not Jesus. I didn't hear what you said, but the guy, like the witness or whatever, he said that guy tried to hire him as a hitman, and he was scared of him, and so for 8 months, every single day, he went to these trainings, different scenarios with him because he was
I was
scared.
reading about that guy. Yeah.
And finally, 8 months later, he called his sister and he's like, I need to be on a plane tonight because I won't be alive tomorrow if I'm not.
Yep.
Wow.
And people don't believe you when you say things like if you had a story like that, people aren't going to believe it because it's just too fantastic. Like, it's just too out there. It's too movie.
Right.
And so we tend to just be like, oh, fine, you'll be fine, whatever. And it's like when I was describing this case to my husband, that's what I said. I'm like, it's kind of like a movie. It really, it's played out like a movie.
Yep.
And I said, I can't even really describe it to you. It's in the simple terms I can, but in everything that I think was going on there, I can't. And I don't know. I know we are in probably the minority of a lot of people thinking that she should have been found not guilty. But you're just not going to change my mind about it.
Yeah. This is really off subject. Mom, did you know I'm rich now?
I did not.
It
Do I
says
need to do a burglary at your house?
I guess so, because it says confidential. I am a United Nations super special agent, but he's apparently in Atlanta, Georgia, and there was an abandoned package found with my name on it. Valued at $6 million. Please respond kindly with your full information.
I'm not far from Atlanta. I'll go pick it up for you.
Thanks. You can have some.
I'm on it.
I feel like that sounds
you're
like
only
the
getting
beginning
that
of
package
a comic
because I
book.
didn't claim it.
Yeah.
I got the email yesterday.
Yeah.
Finally.
That was sponsor.
I also cast on the Nigerian prince.
Oh yeah, I got that one last week.
Yes, I think I agree with you. They cannot handle the truth. Is that the truth? Is that the truth?
Nothing but the truth.
Isn't it? So Flash fan, weren't you on the fence before she got on the stand?
I think we had quite a few men
that
were on the fence about it.
So
Adair
I was
kind of
just
came over,
curious.
but I think Adair always was leaning more guilty.
So that's what I was curious about. So if okay, I thought you were. So I was curious on what was it that made you go from at the beginning thinking that she was guilty to flipping over to where you thought she wasn't guilty. And was there anybody who thought the opposite? Because I have seen in other channels where people were like, "I didn't believe her," or like that person, I'm a victim of DV and I know what they look like. No, you don't, because you don't know what everybody looks like.
Right.
Because I do not look like somebody who has gone through all that, and I have multiple times. But
yeah, and who's to
yeah.
say what that looks like?
Yeah,
It's
you can't.
ridiculous.
It's just like,
Exactly.
do I look like I'm handicapped? Do I look
Right.
disabled? No, I do not. Am I? Yeah. Talk to me for a while. That's why I can only be on camera for a while.
Oh,
Like when I
Flash fan.
do Kahoot, I'm like, I'll do it for 2 hours max. And I've got certain times I'll do this game for this long, and then I have to go to this game. And the one that they won, I'm like, I can only do that at the very end, and then I'm done, because I can't be on there for very long.
I actually watched a thing about this, like her body, movements
Body
and
language.
I don't know if you've heard of him. His name's Dr. G.
I have, yes.
Yeah, I watched his video. I think it's like 20 something minutes long of what he thought of her body language and stuff.
Did he I've only watched a few of his things, because he always seems to lean towards that they're guilty.
Yeah.
At least on the ones I've watched, so I don't watch that.
Well, in the beginning, he was saying that like her body, when she was on the stand, her body language, like how she doesn't really make eye contact that much, but he said that like that seems to be like the norm for her. So he wasn't really judging that, but like when they were asking her about the picture of her face and her frown goes really down, and he said that that's a body language that's saying that she's actually really showing sad, like she's really sad about it, when she was speaking about the picture of herself. It was interesting to watch. I mean, I like to watch some of those videos sometimes.
Oh, I love watching
you get
them.
different perspectives, and I'm also a part of like other pages too on YouTube that like I don't necessarily agree with them, but I like to hear their opinion.
I am appalled right now.
Well,
you're a part
you're
of other
not
pages
on
YouTube.
You're not
Look at
on.
Bry's face.
They are.
Look at Bry's face.
Bry, please.
Please. Parts of other pages.
Well, I hope you use a different name at least.
No, absolutely not. But I like hearing other people's opinions and like seeing other people's perspectives of it, because it makes you think.
I love listening to the people who do the body language, like the behavioral panel and
Yeah.
Spidey and all of them. I love watching that. I've learned a lot. But now when I was watching her, it's like, okay, so Tanya was like, do you think we empathize with her because we've been through it? I wasn't watching her, and I came into it after it had already started. So I didn't hear all of the all the stuff, So I wasn't watching her, because I was just listening to her. And I'm an empath, and I felt her in her speaking, in her tone, in the energy she was giving out, and it bothered me really bad. So then when I went and I was looking at her and I could see how she was reacting, it made it even worse for me. So yeah, I could hear it in her voice.
Yeah.
I don't normally get anything when she was speaking, and the whole time she was on the stand, I had chills the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Like I could not get rid of them. And
No, you could feel it.
Oh, you
Oh,
could
yeah,
feel it. And I
for
don't
sure.
understand how if we are feeling it through the screen,
How can
how
they
can they
not
not right
sit there?
there?
Yeah,
I don't
you're sitting there
understand that.
with this person. She's telling you her experience and what happened to her. She is traumatized. You can hear it, you can see it, and you're going to say that she made it up and she did it on purpose?
She had more emotion in what she was telling than his daughter.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Also, her daughter had that crazy stare. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the 1,000-yard
Well,
stare.
I think her daughter,
that wasn't her daughter. That was his daughter.
I mean, his
right?
daughter. I meant that's what I meant. His daughter. His
No,
daughter is
was
in
that?
denial. His daughter lost dad.
And
Yeah,
mom. She
and
has no
mom,
parents.
yeah, and doesn't want to, may or may not have known what truly was going on between dad and mom. We don't know.
Which is probably 100% true.
Yeah, we
Because
don't know.
Ashley wasn't her mother, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Because there was not that much age difference between the two of them, like 8 years or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so her mom had a not so great relationship, but it was covered up. So
Yeah.
you don't know. And then I can go back to like my autistic son. I always people are like, you call him autistic. Well, he is. And it helps you to understand where his brain is. Him growing up, his mom and dad were that was so dysfunctional, but he didn't understand it. That's just how he grew up. He didn't know that there was anything wrong with it until I was like, oh, no, we do not act like that. You don't talk to people that way. You don't treat people that way. He had no idea. Well, as you're growing up, you hear that all the time. Oh, well, I just grew up. I didn't know that was wrong because that's just how they were. So, she could have not even realized the things that were being said or the fights that were being had because she just got so used to it. She's watching TV or she's hanging out with her friends and not even thinking that that's bad because it's normal for her.
Right.
So, we don't know. And she's not she didn't like that she just lost her mom. And then all of a sudden, here's this girl to her, and she finds out the day after she meets her that they're married. Yeah, she's gonna be pissed.
Yep.
And so you're gonna have all of that emotion. Yeah, all of a sudden, who are you gonna pick to blame? That one.
Yep.
Put it all on that one. I don't care what happens with her. I don't like her.
I don't like her. Yep.
Yeah. So sure, that daughter was going to go up there and say whatever she needs to say to hang her.
Yep.
She doesn't care.
Yep. And Christy, you're right, because somebody up there on the screen she hardly ever makes eye contact when she talks to you. Carmen just does not make eye contact. And her
I don't make a lot of eye contact either. I notice it and I'm like, oh, you need to look at that person. And then I'll look at the person and I'll realize that person isn't looking at me either. So.
Looking at you anyway. Yes.
I have a really, like one of my closest friends. I've known him forever. We joke, we dated way back and we joked that, this is our 21st year, and I literally just went and had lunch with him and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him like, oh, you need to look at him because I'm realizing that I'm not looking at him. And so I'm looking at him and I realize he's not looking at me either. We've known each other forever. He's looking over here when he's talking to me and I'm looking over there. But we had a full conversation. We sat there for hours.
Carmen has been looking into my eyes since I've been on the stream until you just mentioned that.
Also, for the record, AJ will always be my main chick. So I'm putting that out there.
Your main chick.
Do you want to say, Kim, thank you for the donation on
thanks, Kim.
Deputy True Bloods. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kim. That's very sweet.
Someone just did an anonymous $1,000 donation.
Wow. Great.
That wasn't me, but I always do a It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I always do anonymous.
But Carmen and I, because of her training, working with law enforcement and like she was an investigator in the jail, we had before she started watching trials with me, we had a lot of conversations that she didn't agree with me on because of her training. And I would tell her, just because somebody's not looking at you doesn't mean they're lying. Just because somebody sits with their arms crossed doesn't mean they're closed off and being protected. And she'd be like, she always gives me this look. She's like, it's like, back, whatever.
You can't say always.
But it's not
Right.
always. And so it's funny. Before my husband and I got married, we met with the pastor a few times, and he said, I just want you to remember one thing. Nothing is always or never something. She won't always or never do something, and he won't always or never do something. That has stuck with me.
It's true.
Because it's so true. You cannot, somebody doesn't always do something or never do something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, you're correct. It's not always and never, and it doesn't always mean I'm like, Carmen, the jails are cold. If you guys keep the jail at just above freezing, it seems like anytime anybody goes into an interrogation room or into the jail, they're freezing immediately. Why would their arms not be crossed in front of them? They're cold. They're uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean they're lying.
No.
And well, like what you said, like I'm really, really bad about making eye contact with people, but also like I shake my leg a lot.
Yes,
and
you got that from your dad.
And it's with the read technique, which is what I was trained on, which is now under a lot of scrutiny, and it should be. They would teach you that if you're shaking your leg, you're nervous. And it's like, okay, well, what are you nervous about? And it's, well, anybody would be nervous if they're being interrogated, whether you did it or whether you didn't. Anybody would. And yes, Chrissy, I have ADHD really bad, if you can't tell. And but
this is Carmen.
Yep, pretty much.
Butterfly, dragonfly. What's that? A horsefly?
Screen goes black.
Yep, pretty much.
I was picking on you. That's with love.
But it's weird though, because like with like an inmate or something, I won't break eye contact with them. But it's like I have to be like that. Like with
That's
you guys.
your job.
Yeah, it's my job to do that. But like just in the world, I'm really bad about making eye contact. And because
she is, and sometimes I'm like, "Are you listening to me?"
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Why? Like, well, because you're not looking at me. I don't even ask. I just keep talking. And if she says
like,
what, then I'm like, I knew it.
Well, like with Cheyenne, she's very good about making eye contact. And I'm like,
yeah, almost too good. I'm like,
I'm like, stop looking at me.
I've got one that won't make eye contact with me and one that's staring me down. Can you get
Cheyenne's
somewhere?
looking at me again.
Don't look at me.
It's like, Carmen, make her look away for a second.
Chrissy is right. Caffeine. My son has ADD. And I always gave him caffeine, and his dad, we've been divorced since my son was 3. And his dad was like, oh, you can't have caffeine. And I'm like, no, he needs caffeine. It does the opposite. It helps. Yeah. Caffeine is good for people who have 88. He didn't have ADH. He just had ADD, but it is the same with caffeine. It actually, that's what Adderall, all that stuff. It's caffeine.
And well, that's like my mom will tell you, when I wake up in the morning, very first thing I will drink like a Coke or something.
Yep.
And one, it'll make my sugar go up.
I'll say one, you have blood sugar issues, so
yeah, and it helps with that because I don't really get up throughout the night and eat a snack like I'm supposed to.
Well, because who wants to do that?
Exactly. But it also will kind of suppress it where I can focus a little bit more.
Well, yeah.
I do that too. My sergeant just gave me a really hard time about that. She's like, "You're slamming those cokes down." I was like, "Try and stay weak."
Just trying to stay here. You night shifters.
All right, folks. I have to do some research before work.
Oh,
So
fine.
have a great rest of the day.
You too.
And Grandma, I will be checking out your site so I can figure out how to make cash.
All the sites. All the sites.
Well, I'd rather you just come and play games with me, Grandma.
I bet you would, Grandma.
Yeah. He's
All
like,
righty.
"Come
Play
play
the
games."
innocent games.
Bye-bye.
See you, Brian.
Bye.
Bye, Brian. There's so many facets of Grandma.
We just had no idea.
No, the first time I ever said it on a stream was so funny. So it was a stream, and we're just talking, and it was talking about asking me questions about my channel and how I got started and all of that. And because I love being able to help smaller channels. Like I've got
Right.
Jodie's channel running right now. I love being able to do that. And anytime I have because I had to do it and I had to go through all of that crap. And even though it's changed and evolved and stuff, there's still a lot of the same stuff that I did or I've noticed that this didn't work now before, but it works now because it's always changing.
Yep.
So anytime I can help a channel, I'm there. And
Right.
so they were interviewing me and we were talking about that. And it was about an hour into it. And somebody said something and they were like, "What?"
Wait, your name's Grandma.
So we went.
Not dirty, Grandma.
It was after dark. I was like, okay, after 10, I'll talk about it after 10. So we went from just interviewing me about my channel and all this stuff and how I got started and things, and then it just went whoop right over. Then people started bringing me over onto their channels to interview me just for that. I'm like, I'm fine. I don't care.
Fine. It's
It's
fine.
out there. Now,
Yeah.
I will say my family, well, so my sister and my mother, my father has passed, but they didn't know anything about it. My family, not my children, but my family doesn't know. Some of my friends know. A bigger group of friends know now. But like my neighbors, nobody in my neighborhood, no. My neighbors think that they know I'm a YouTuber. They know about Grandma's house because I'm Grandma in my neighborhood. But when I first moved in, I had to say what I did. And I was listed for tax purposes. It said it was phone entertainment because I wasn't doing YouTube. And so my son always called me a phone clown. And so they would say, what is that? And so I said I was a psychic. So I said, I flipped it. I was like, what? I don't want them to know that because then they're going to think, oh my gosh, we got this adult, person, somebody in the adult industry. We don't want that, So I said I was a psychic. So then they started saying that I was a witch. And oh my gosh, and I had a 9-foot blow up and black cat in my yard for Halloween. And I was like, yeah, I went to an HOA meeting and this lady sits down and said, "So I hear you're a witch." And I went, "What?"
Okay. It's like, well, that's news to me, but thanks.
I had people that wouldn't talk to me.
Oh,
yeah, and
man.
I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what I did. This is them for them not to want to speak to me, but okay, whatever. And then I went to that HOA meeting. So I went to the president, which was one of like 3 houses down, and I was laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, I just heard the craziest thing. And he was like, what? I was like, I just found out that there are people that think I'm a witch. And he just laughed. He was like, yeah, we heard that too. And all I can think of is, well, I'd rather y'all think that I'm a witch
Yep.
The opposite of what it really is.
I'm gonna take the
Probably,
cauldron out in the
okay.
yard and be like, "Boy, look at me, double
Well, that's
double,
what-
toil and trouble
Yeah,
over
so
here."
my neighbor that lived across the street, she actually knew. And so we were joking about being a witch. We're talking about getting a big cauldron and putting a cauldron in my front and make it into a fountain. And I do have like sage and stuff. And I said, I'll go out there and I'll just be smudging my house.
Be like, I knew it.
All kinds of
I knew
chants
it.
and stuff. Yeah. So now everybody knows I'm grandma and I'm the house that the kids want to go to. And, I'm the safe haven. So now it doesn't
And you
matter.
won't get pink eye.
No,
It's true.
I have plenty of police in my neighborhood. If anything happens, I've got cameras because of my issues that I have with that guy. So I've got cameras all over, and they will call me and they're like, police are like, hey, what do you have on your camera at this time or whatever? So yeah, and they know me now that I am an upstanding citizen.
I'm gonna call Hocus Pocus on that one.
Well, they don't. What happens inside my house outside of this
stays inside
camera?
the house.
I don't need to know about.
Yes, you have to check out her channels. It's plural.
Yes,
Gabby
have
can throw the
Grandma's
links
house,
up.
which is Grandma's House Fun. If you put
Please,
it in the YouTube thing, Grandma's House Fun. That's Grandma's house. Look for the orange circle with this.
Yes, with what she has on her shirt.
With my shirt. So that's Grandma's house. That's my main channel. And then I have ASMR on Cloud 9. You got to do the little at symbol ASMR.
Which is really funny about the ASMR one, because when you popped into Jodie's stream and I saw your thing pop
hilarious.
up, I don't think I was on the stream yet at that time, but I was like, it's Grandma. And I'm like yelling at you guys. I'm like, that's Grandma. That's Grandma. And nobody knew it was you.
I had no idea. I'm like, oh, you just missed all the crunching.
Yeah. I had to say, this is Grandma. It's Grandma.
Jodie said that. I was like, oh my gosh. I laughed about that for days. It was so funny.
I had it because I was doing Jodie's thing. And I was running it on that channel. And I didn't even think about that I was doing a comment in that channel until it popped up. And I was like, oh, they're not going to know who that is. I need to tell them. Hello,
George. Good to see you.
Hello.
George
and Spawn of AJ.
George missed so much.
You've missed a lot, George.
I'm not calling your name is not Cameron. It's just Spawn. You're just Spawn.
Spawn. Just Spawn.
You're just Spawn.
Just old Spawn over there. Yes, you've missed a lot, George. I know we cannot compete with Judge Wolf.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I mean, we could have the other day if he was here. And I mean, he would have enjoyed himself on that stream.
Oh, 100%.
But
100%. I can't even believe that you just didn't pop in because it was calling your name.
It really was.
George
is like, okay, I'm going to Judge Wolf now. Bye, y'all.
How rude.
Oh, that's George. He's Mary Poppins. He pops in and out.
He goes wherever the wind blows him.
Wherever his umbrella takes him.
I'm a lurker. I'm usually asleep right now. I'm going to sleep when AJ's going to bed. I mean, when she's waking up, because I'm going to bed. I'm laying in bed going to sleep, and I see her little message, "Good morning," and I'm like,
"Oh, that's usually a lie. I'm usually not good morning. It's more like today's when I'm like, it's all right. Let's go do it."
Oh yeah, I like the one you're dragging. I'm like, I feel that one.
That's me today. I put 3 of them up because I'm like, hello, it's fine.
I go to bed and then I get a couple hours, and then if I have to go take my son to work, he's got to go. I got to be up and out of here usually at 8:30. And so like, I'm like, okay, I just slept for 2 hours. Now I got to get up, go take him to work. And then I usually go take him to work and then come back and take a nap. But I was like,
do
no,
that
I told
anymore.
y'all I'd come on here today.
Yeah,
And
I
then
can't do
I
that
got
stuff
it.
anymore.
I got here in just a little bit. I got to go do Kahoot with.
Wait, Grandma, you doing a trivia tonight?
Yes, Thursdays are my big day. Or no, yeah,
Oh,
Wednesday.
is it?
Wednesday I do Bible. That's not so hard because I'm not
Oh,
on.
is that
I'm not on
tonight?
camera. Yeah, I'm just in the chat. So
Wait, when is the more or less one?
tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever did that one.
Yeah, those are fun because it's like it's kind of like a true false thing. So you're just saying it's more or it's less. So I'll just give a statement like, the earth is 500,000 miles from the moon. Is it more or is it less?
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's
I
different
think
statements.
I think the last time you did a more or less, I was being a mod on Justice is a Process.
You might be. Yeah, no, it's fun. I like it. I like doing the different ones because everything gets so similar. And so like last night doing that,
I
the
didn't get that at first because also I was really tired, but then I
yeah,
was like, oh yeah, you just type in the date.
yeah. And I got more stuff. I got a whole new thing that just came yesterday because I was like, okay, I like that.
Yeah,
So
that was pretty cool.
yeah, it's different. So like you just say, I was trying to find they had that game and I was like, how can I make that work for me? So like now I've got these cards and
Oh,
it's
nice.
like the soft drink Dr. Pepper is served for the first time what year? And then
Oh,
you just put in whatever you think it is. You don't have to be exact. It's whoever gets the closest to that date. And so you
yeah.
get points. So even if even if you answer wrong, you still get points. It's just how many points down. So the further away, you're splitting the points with everybody that's doing it. So it's still good. That's like y'all were putting in, 5, and it was
I was like 40-40.
1992. Yeah, 3. You still have points because at least you answered something. Now, I don't think you're going to get points like that when there's a whole lot of people in the chat, but
Yeah.
it was fun. I like it. I like it's different, a different way of doing trivia. But tonight is Bible, and it's really easy. It's just a verse, and I take out a word, and then I give you 4 or 3 or 4 choices. And I'm not a big Bible person, but it's good to do.
Well, I don't know anything about the Bible, but I won Bible trivia one time.
Yes. Somebody said something about reading the Bible. I've never read the Bible. I was like, me either.
Yeah, that was me. I was like, I had said that in the chat, and then when you had said that, I was laughing so hard.
I have a whole lot of ministers. My sister was a missionary. She's married. Her first husband passed away from a brain tumor. She remarried and married a minister. So like I got all these things. Yeah, no. And then here's me.
Well, Grandma, you're always on too late for me.
Yeah,
Because I'm always going to bed.
it's okay. It's
It's
okay.
like,
I've
oh my
done some
gosh.
earlier stuff. So like tomorrow at 5, I've changed it to 5 because of summer, and I kind of like the 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock Eastern, we do Wordle. That's really
Yes.
fun.
I've been able to join you for a couple of times on that. It worked better for me when it was at 4 because at 5, I'm usually getting dinner and getting my husband fed because he comes home from work, eats, and then goes over to our sons because they're doing a remodel right now. So
Yeah.
it's like get him fed, get him out the door, and by the time I get all that done, you guys are done. Like, dang it.
Yeah. Well, when school starts, which is here soon, I might go back to 4. I had to adjust it because I was doing auctions for this month. So it was just July that I moved it. So next month I probably will go back to 4. So we try and beat the clock, so we try and get it within 45 minutes, but it usually takes, if they don't get it in 45 minutes, it's usually about an hour. It's usually not more than that. So I like it that we can go in and we can do it, and it's pretty quick, and you can go have fun. And then I'll have, after I get my computer today and get all that set up, I'll have those games that are going 24/7, so you can do it. I like having words on stream. Like while we've been doing this, Silver Patriot's been in there playing. So I like that.
Is Silver an adult or a kid?
Silver Patriot is an adult.
Okay.
Christine has been over there playing it. Christine Fortunato.
Oh, yeah.
She's been over there playing. She was over there this morning playing. So
Yeah.
most of the people that play that game are adults.
Yeah.
There are a few children that go in there and play, but not many. There's usually adults. I have some of them that are from the Philippines that go in late at night. I have some cancer patients that go in there late at night because they tell me that they've got chemo brain, and it helps them when they can't sleep. So I have more soothing music in there. You can go in there and kind of chill out and just, play by yourself, or if there are other people coming in. So that game has gotten to be so that people know that they can go in at any time and play. I like that I can do that. Then I'm gonna start doing Kahoot 24/7. That's going to be totally different. That'll be more for kids. But
yeah, I still never played that one. But.
Adults playing it when I'm live. Adults, we can have fun,
Yeah.
but just to go in as an adult and play Kahoot 24/7 by yourself, no, there wouldn't be any interest in that. So that's more for the kids. That 24/7 Kahoot for the kids, and then the words on stream 24/7 would be more for the adults. That's why I'm trying to get it so that any age can play. I've got seniors that go in there and play. I've got younger people. That's what I'm trying to do with my channel, because it was
it's a great brain cleanser for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. It helps me. I'm selfish. It's all
about me.
person. I do all of this for me.
It's all about me and Heather.
Also, I'm glad that Manny hasn't been putting in any bad words lately, because I've been like, oh, make sure you get lots of rest and eat your vegetables, and
You have been so good with him. I didn't even realize that the chat that you had going on with him in Discord, and I was like, oh my gosh, and he's in Hawaii now. He's literally in Hawaii now. And he messaged me. He's so precious. He messaged me. He said, I'm going to be at Kahoot. Like, you're in Hawaii.
Well, because I had put up a thing, and I was like, I put up a thing in your Discord, and I was like, who's getting pumped for Kahoot? And Manny's like, me, Gabby, I am. And I'm like, what?
They are so precious. I love it so much. It just makes my heart so happy. And to know that they can come in there and not be bullied and not worry about who's saying what or who does what, and they're smart.
That's smart.
I always say, I don't care. The whole point, I don't care if you get things right or wrong. I really, truly don't. That's not the point of the game. The game is to come in, hang out, and even if you don't know it and you're guessing, you're learning.
Yeah, if you don't know, you just pick 5 guava ball, and that's it.
And you're good. That's what I was like with those dates and stuff. I was like, okay, just put anything that's 19 something or 2000 something, and you're good. That's why I was joking with you. I'm like, no, 1900s or 2000s, not 500.
Yeah, I was like 40. Like, and then I had typed like something to Ash, but I had put a number in it, and it got that number for the next question. And I was like, oh man.
Ash did that too. Ash did error 505, and it came up 505.
Oh man.
AJ really showing off food container and a device to put the food in the mouth.
George is a little fresh, a little bit.
Ah, man.
Strawberries
Golly.
and blueberries.
She is showing off, isn't she?
I'm so showing off.
Strawberries and blueberries are my absolute favorite. I love strawberries and blueberries.
They're good.
I don't eat them anymore.
I love mango, and I don't get it a lot, but I should. I really love mango.
I haven't had fruit in a long time, but that right there is my favorite. Strawberries and blueberries.
I had a big bowl too. It's a big bowl, George. See that? It's almost empty. I was a good girl. I ate them all.
Eat them all.
Well, now you can have your dessert later, AJ.
I know it's Free Pie Wednesday. So I will.
Gonna go get that key lime pie.
They better have it because they didn't last time. They only had cherry and apple. And like, well, gross on apple, and I guess I'll take cherry.
So, like apple pie?
I do not. I told Gabby, I was like, I think I'm un-American because I don't.
You are.
Yeah,
I
don't like apple pie.
I don't
you
like
need
apple
to come
pie
to
either.
Bible tonight because you're going to hell.
I don't like baked apples at all, like of any sort.
I don't like the
is
texture.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Me either.
Because it's mushy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't like applesauce.
I don't like
The
applesauce.
texture.
Yeah, I don't like
I
that
think
either.
Gabby said drink applesauce the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna throw up
Apple
right here.
juice. You can't really drink applesauce. I heard y'all talking about
Stick a
that.
straw in it.
I forget what we were talking about, but it made me think of Flash Fan had a toothache.
It was Flash Fan's teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a toothache and he was upset because he had to cancel his fried chicken dinner.
I was
food for
listening to
chips.
y'all.
I'm like,
I heard y'all talking about that.
Yeah.
All I can think of is when you were talking about drinking applesauce, because I was like, yeah, I don't like applesauce either. Is those things that I don't remember, like the Go-Gurt thing?
Oh, yeah.
The
Yep.
thing, when you squeeze it, they have
Yes.
applesauce for
They
kids.
do. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it always makes
Also-
me. I don't like applesauce because it always makes me think of when I did work for when I was a caregiver, and some people can't digest or eat solid food, so we'd have to put, and they can't drink water, so we'd have to put like thicket, this stuff called thicket, in water to make it thicker, so it's easier for them to digest and stuff, and it just reminds me of applesauce. It's so gross.
No.
I don't know
I'm
what
with
happened
you,
to me in
Flash Fan.
applesauce.
Pineapple. Pineapple's really good for you.
Pineapple is good.
Yeah, my husband loves pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple's really good to you.
I like pineapple juice, but not actual pineapple. It's weird.
I
strawberry.
like apple juice, but I don't like baked apples.
I like
Cheyenne likes
apples.
the-
It's not the flavor. It's just more the consistency
texture.
that's mushy.
Yeah,
It's
I
bad.
like apples and peanut butter.
Oh yeah, yummy.
That's so good.
Oh,
That's
yes.
good.
I love
Cheyenne likes to put champagne in her pineapple juice.
Well,
Wow.
she's just bougie. She's bougie over there.
Wow.
I don't
Bougie it up.
One way to drink it.
I don't know what the alcohol is in it. A pineapple upside down cake shot.
Ah,
Delicious.
Oh no, it was
Delicious.
butterscotch.
I don't know
I was
anymore.
wondering what the one that Grandma had.
Oh, she just
with-
liked buttery, but I was called a
Buttery
butter
butterscotch.
nipple.
Because I handed my grandma a shot one time, and she like licked the bottom of the shot glass.
My
And
mom-
I'm like, "What are
My
you
mom did
doing?"
not drink.
That was
she-
really good. Got to get all the drops.
She did. She loved butterscotch, and she liked those. And then as her like Alzheimer's progressed, we took her. I think it was like
You're at
her
the park.
last outing with the family. We went to one of my nephew's kids' birthdays, and it was at our state park, and she was guzzling beer all day. I'm like, my mom does not drink beer. We're going to take her
Yeah,
back, and
I
she's
had a-
going to be drunk. They're never going to let us take her out again. And they're like, she's an adult. We didn't tell. She's not
Yeah.
on anything that she can't drink. If she wants to go drink, she can go drink. I'm like,
Let her
yeah,
drink.
you guys aren't a prison, are you?
Well,
Carmen's like,
Like,
Grandma got lit that day.
Well, I was sitting there
was
and she's
just
just staring
hilarious.
at my beer. And I was like, do you want some? And she shook her head yes. And I was like, you're not going to like it, but okay. And I had to like take it back. I was like, stop.
That's not here. Don't drink, y'all.
I
And then
mean,
she
she
just
was
kept
like,
staring at it. I'm like,
she just drank it. It was like Carmen said, Grandma, you don't like beer. And my mom's like, hold my beer. I'm going to show you that I do. And I mean, and she did. And then
yeah.
she hated fish or seafood. She couldn't stand the smell of it. She would eat it. My dad would be like, you're not going to like this. But she demanded, she wanted a bite of it. And then she would take a bite of it. And he said, do you like that? Yep.
Isn't that funny?
Okay, then. It was like, all right, Mom, I really, really
Been
hope you
holding
like
out
this.
on y'all.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
Boop. Uh-oh, somebody said boop.
Uh-oh.
Sarah, thanks. Thanks a lot.
There are no storms here yet, Adair, and there's supposed to be some later. You keep them. That is an order.
I'm booping. You boop.
I'm
I just
booping.
booped. I just booped my game.
Y'all, there's a boop. And another.
Hey, Sarah, I really want my up down.
And one more for good measure.
Boop. My teeth is fine. I can eat fried chicken. Oh, okay. Although trying to eat healthy now. Let's see how long this phase lasts.
Although that was funny. That day he was talking about fried chicken. That night, I was like, yep, I got to make it. I made my own
you had chicken cutlet.
chicken cutlet. I was like, I need something fried.
Haven't
Mom,
had
I
fried
just
food in
realized
so long.
my
Sarah's
phone
picks
just
always
now
look
told me
like
that you called me.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
said it says the date, but it just now told me that I had a missed call from you. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah,
I have
Chrissy,
not-
Yes.
Sarah's picture's a frog, not pickles.
Yes, but I agree with her. It does make me
Yeah,
think
it
of a
does
pickle.
sort of look like a pickle from far away. Yeah. Although I do like pickles, so
I don't like pickle
It looks
juice,
like real
so
pickle.
I don't eat pickles because I don't like pickle juice and it grosses me out. Also, I don't like
fried calamari flash fan. Oh,
I don't like limpy pickles,
Okay.
and I don't
limpy
like pickle
pickles.
spears. Pickle spears, you know
A
they're
limp pickle.
yeah. Who wants one of those?
Who wants a limp pickle?
I don't.
No one likes a soggy pickle.
Whoops! I'll disappear.
AJ's,
Nope, I'm still here.
AJ's pickle is purple.
The wet wabbit pickle.
Hey, that is Wendy's. That's Wendy's. That
Wendy
is
Wabbit.
Wendy
Where-
Wabbit's.
I haven't
wet-
seen Wendy in a
wet-
while.
I
I
don't know.
know,
We
where
scared
is
her away.
She's
Poor
spending too much time in the bed.
She's like, I'm not getting out of this bed.
Traumatized.
I mean, I even put the rabbit up in the last trial that we did in Texas. It got Chrissy back.
That was so funny.
Did not
That
get
was
Wendy.
so funny. That stream was like so. I still laugh about it now. That stream.
There was no credibility left.
Yeah, the credibility just
Yeah.
It was gone.
It was just gone. It flew out the window, burned in
gone.
flames.
And then somebody would come in and we'd have to try to explain what was happening. And it was
Yeah.
just like, there is no explanation.
I forget who it was. I think it was Adair actually popped in. He's like, what's happening here? It was just like all us girls talking about a wet wabbit, and she's like, what?
Do you know the story, Grandma?
Yeah, oh yeah, she does. They told it yesterday.
Swan told it yesterday.
I was gonna say it happened at Spawn's house, so
Spawn said, "You're not here," so I'm telling.
I didn't hear it because I was not around a lot yesterday, but I was so jealous. It's like, dang it, was the coolest stream ever. And I just had to be in chat.
I told her that the reverse happened to me because I get my daughter's mail, and I was opening stuff. I thought it was my package, my Amazon thing, and I opened it up, and I was like, "Oh."
I think it was Carmen who said, "Yeah, they definitely got a package."
Yeah, they got a package. All right.
Yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
didn't know
My
who
daughter
that
was
person
like, so
was.
now my daughter will go, Mom, I'm getting a package. You might not want to open it. I'm like,
Tanya,
My
my
bad.
rabbit is purple.
Purple.
a purple one too. Mine though, I don't. I have a Hitachi. We just plug that sucker in.
Batteries are
said,
too
We
expensive.
don't bother with batteries, man, and we just leave it plugged in. You don't even have to unplug it. Just
My friend had a couple. She used to give them names.
Bob.
No,
Battery
it wasn't.
operated boyfriend.
I thought you said Bob. I was like, nope, definitely not.
Bob. Yeah, you got Bob Smith. Bob is battery operated boyfriend.
Thanks, Sarah.
That just Bob.
Crisco.
Whenever you pop back in the stream, I'm going to laugh because now I'm never going to be able to not
Bob.
see that. Bob.
Bob.
Sorry, Bob.
Bob.
Sorry, Bob.
Oh, Tanya.
Oh man.
Battery operated boyfriend.
Where you at, Christy? Come in and tell me my credibility's gone, and it's only Wednesday. It's fine. It's fine.
I know, right? Well,
I
it
don't
is
even
hump
care.
day, y'all. It's hump day.
Tanya's got hers charging. Hers is USB. Yeah, see, that takes too much. No, I can't. I don't have time for that. What happens if the charge runs down? No. No, that is too disappointing. When the battery runs down, you're right there. And
Dang, Grandma, what are you doing with it?
just,
Don't answer. Don't answer.
You're like, no, stop.
I can't.
I'm almost there.
Hey, you
I
have
was
to
gonna
tell
say that, but I
Carmen's
can't 'cause Carmen's
toothbrush
here.
story.
My what?
Your toothbrush story.
Oh, so I was at the airport to go see my parents, and I just had like a carry-on bag. Well, I have like an electric toothbrush. So whenever, and I just had the bag in between my leg, like under the seat, and the guy came by. He's like, no, it needs to go up there. So he grabbed it for me and he put it up, but he had to like shove it in, and he turned my toothbrush on. And everybody just went quiet and looked at me, and I mean, the guy beside me, he was crying. He was laughing so hard, and I just stood up, grabbed it, and I was like, "It's my toothbrush." They were cracking up, and it was so embarrassing.
That's so funny.
Because it was I was the only female that was in like that group, and just a bunch of like business guys were sitting there, and I was like, oh my gosh, it is my toothbrush.
That's so funny.
I'm surprised, Carmen, because I've seen you just say stuff to people like, hey, sir, is that your bag making that noise? Is that your bag vibrating up there? What are you doing?
It was
I can
7
see
o'clock in
you
the
doing
morning.
that.
I would have loved that. That would have been hilarious. I was sorry, that's my kid. That's my daughter. I would have voted Marissa.
Oh man,
I should not have left it at home.
Sarah. She's hilarious.
I know what's coming.
That's so funny.
Well, it was like every time I go to the airport, I always have to get patted down every single time. I don't know why, but I set the metal detector off every time. So we did that, and then we had the toothbrush incident. I was like, I just want to go. I'm just trying to get through
fly
here.
anymore. I always get put in that stupid scanner thing. Like,
well, I do too, and then it goes off, and they're like, "What do you have on you?" I was like, "Nothing, a toothbrush."
The plate in my head.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, knock. Do you hear it?
Grandma goes through the airport and it's just like
Ping.
I go through the airport and go, who's going to frisk me? Anybody? Find it.
It's like free frisking here.
I can't believe you did that, Gabby.
That's with my my water bottle. Sorry,
so
Grandma.
Unexpected.
I was like, what do I have that's metal right next to me? Oh, my drink. Hold on.
Clink, clink.
Grandma the gong. You're a good sport,
funny.
Grandma. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, I don't care.
Oh my God.
You cannot offend me at all. There is nothing that I haven't heard, known, listened to,
Or said,
or pretended to do. I made sound effects for.
Oh, that is so funny.
Oh,
and
God.
then, hey, Adair, who just popped back in.
Hey, Adair, how many times are you going to say hi?
Adair.
Wild thing. Boom. Half.
Adair.
Well, because Tanya put up there that her son got asked that question by airport security. He had bought a batch of fart bombs. And he decided to take them on the plane, and they offloaded him from the plane. So then Adair said half the people would think it's a boom, half thinking vibrator.
Yeah.
They'd be like, hey, is Jodie on this flight?
Jodie's the one powering the plane. She's just out back like, pull my finger.
No, she just stands up and she said, all I did was say pull my finger. It's not my fault they did.
Oh man.
Oh, Gabby, that was great.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm the worst.
No.
You are. I love it.
I love it. It was great. It was so unexpected.
That's me. You never know what you're gonna get.
That is true. Very true.
That is true.
I'm like a box of chocolates, you know.
Is that what you are?
Yep. Sometimes you get the nasty orange one, and sometimes you get the sweet cream.
Wow.
I was practicing for Grandma's school later.
There you go. Gotta stick out the middle.
I was gonna say, you can't even sneak up on her to see what flavor she's gonna be. It's like,
Nope.
That back door is sealed.
Yep.
Do not
I already
even
know.
try it.
I already know who's coming. Yep. Oh my God, when Grandma said her back door was all glass, I wasn't on the stream, but I was laughing so hard. I was like, yep, Grandma's back door is all glass, nice and fancy, and it's handgun proof too.
And she was missing it all. She was just going on. I'm like,
yeah.
Jodie's putting it all up on the screen. So I'm like, oh my gosh, did you hear Gabby? Grandma's back door is completely made of glass.
And I was like, no, Grandma's fancy.
I am. It's all glass right there. It's not. That's a background. That's whatever I want it to be.
You might not be able to get in, but you can look inside.
Oh man.
It's just It's just
Oh, it's like a tapestry. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pet it.
You can pet it.
Yeah, I can pet it. If I take this down, the black one's behind it, and I've got like a rod, and so I've got blue, I've got a like a grayish one, so I just move them back and forth. It's like a big curtain rod kind of thing that I can just move it.
That's pretty cool.
And then I got my lights on the side, so like I don't even have the lights on. I wish I need to turn them on. Because I got to get ready. I got to leave here in 2 seconds because I got to do a stream. That's why I've been setting up my Kahoot.
There's old Bob.
There's our blue.
Hey, Bob, how you doing? You missed that.
Well, hello, Bob. We've been talking about you.
Didn't you, Bob? You missed something.
He did.
You'll have to go back to find out.
You never know. You'll never know.
He's
We were
been like,
talking
I've been lurking the whole time.
Oh, y'all are funny. Well, I've got to go because I've got to go play Kahoot with the kids here at 12:15. So I've got about 20 minutes. I got to get all this stuff done. So
Hey, thanks, Grandma.
Yes,
anyway,
thanks.
you're welcome.
And no,
I
Bob.
love hanging
That's
out with y'all.
Oh, that's great. I love it. You are welcome anytime. You just let me know. If I'm hosting, I'll send you the link. If Jodie's hosting, she'll send you the link.
And I'll send you the
Bob.
gong.
Yeah.
And you'll send me a gong.
You have a new name now, Bob. It's not Sideshow Bob.
Yes, you do.
Sideshow.
Yes.
Not
You do.
Sideshow.
Not Side. Nope.
That would be the main show, actually.
Yeah.
As long
If it
as
is Sideshow, it's
die
bedside.
out, that's all. That's just very disappointing. You know, just don't get me all worked up and then just die out on me like that.
Sideshow Bob.
Be more the Energizer Bunny today, Gabby.
Yeah.
Boing, boing, boing.
Gabby,
I'm just full of sound effects, you know.
I know. I know. I need to get this kid that's helping me. He's going to get my sound effects and everything. I'm all excited. I'm like, yeah.
Grandma's got herself a nice little cub.
I do. He's only 19, and I'm like,
Ooh.
wait. I'm like,
He's legal.
I was gonna say,
No.
legal.
that is sick. That is sick. No, but he's got a really good channel. He's got 267,000 subscribers. He
Wow.
does Kahoot 24/7. I was like, I want that. I want to do that. And so he's going to help me set everything up. He's helping me do all this stuff. I said, look, I don't know how to do all this stuff. I need to do OBS. I don't know how to do that. I said, I've got a stream deck. I've got all the streamer stuff. I said, I don't even know how to use any of this stuff. And he was like, I can help you with that. I can help you with that. And I was like, okay, well, I want a site like yours. I want to be able to have all this automated stuff on the 24-hour thing. And he's like, okay, we can do that. So I was like, okay. I said, what do I need? He's like, well, you need to just get a really cheap computer that we can just put that on and just let that run. I was like, got on it. I'm on it. And that's coming today. I was like, all right. It's a really cheap computer. It's really cheap, but it's not really doing anything. It's just going to be running those games. So, so I'm not playing it. It's just going to be, you know, like a server, just housing it. So anyway, as long as my internet, but see, like I just had to go kill the words on stream now so I can go do Kahoot. So I need to get it set up. So all of that can run on its own. And then I can do my other stuff. So yeah, I'm impressed with this kid. I've told him, I was like, he started when he was like 14 or 15, and he's 19 now. And I was like, you go, man, you go. But of course I was grandma, and I was like, okay, now you graduated, right? He's like,
You
yes,
are legal.
I said, you're going to keep going to school, right? And he was like, well, yeah, but I don't know what I'm doing and what to do. And so, of course, I had to give him my advice. And he was like, other people have mentioned that. But now that you've said it, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, sometimes that's what it takes.
But I understand that because I could say it all day long to my kids and they're like, But if somebody else says it to them, they're like, oh,
that's a great idea. Yep.
And then they do it. And I was like, well, I've been telling you that
about
for years. Well, I don't know.
I don't listen to you. You're just like you're
just mom.
Charlie Brown teacher back there saying things that
they don't listen. No.
But this person said it and it was like life changing.
Yeah. So all I had to do is say, just take one class and take this and do that. Go to community school. It doesn't matter. Keep doing what you're doing. Work on this new business venture that you're doing. And I even told him how to do with the business thing. I was like, okay, you need to start and you need to do this because I know all that stuff. I said, but you can't go up on my price. And he was laughing. He was like, yeah, I was wondering why my customer is sitting here telling me why that I'm charging too much, not charging enough, and I should do all this stuff. I said, yeah, it's true, but don't go up on my price.
Yeah.
He said, I won't. You're locked in. I'm like, okay, good.
Good.
So I'm gonna get him to help me get all this stuff, all my stuff. So I will be like a professional. I'm already a professional, but I'll look like it. Now I'm just faking it. I'm good at that.
I will never be because I won't have that much credibility.
Yeah, you will. Just keep doing it. It took me a long time. I've been doing it for 8 years. So
if you get big enough, you don't need credibility. So
apparently. No,
mine just runs on its own. I mean, my books, I've got one video that in the month of July, I did it in August of 2016. One video, oh, my alarms have reminded me I had to do stuff. One video did it in August of 2016. This month, it has made me just over, I think it's like $104. One video, 11 minutes.
Nice.
Yep, one video, and it just sits out there and does this thing. I mean, it's cutting a watermelon into sticks. And people bash me all the time. You that's so much waste. And you wiped it down with a Clorox wipe. And Clorox is bad. I'm like, no, it's not. You can lick it. It ain't gonna hurt you.
Yeah, we literally have a thing at work because we use Clorox wipes. So it's from like the National Poison Control Center. It ain't gonna hurt you.
No.
Like it goes through a list. Could it do this? Could it do that? And everything is checked.
Yeah, I worked at a daycare and we literally took a squirt bottle and put Clorox and water and would spray all of the toys that these kids put in their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think it'll hurt you. Oh, I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care what they say. They're promoting me.
Right.
Communicate. Yes, please do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta run.
All righty.
I gotta
Thank
get this
you,
going,
Grandma.
Love y'all. Have a
Love you
wonderful
too.
day.
Yes, absolutely. Bye.
Bye.
I'm glad that the chat just reminded me. I have to go buy salsa today.
Oh, I'm glad they reminded you too.
Because we have a birthday tomorrow. Or no, Friday. What's today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
So at work we're doing a Mexican pitch-in. So I'm gonna get different types of salsa.
Nice. Chrissy, thank you. I'm glad to know that I do get it back every Monday. It's like a fresh start, fresh week for credibility. And then she said, and it's all downhill from there. Some days, some weeks, it's faster than others. Sometimes
Gabby,
I just
you got
go rolling.
Yeah. Gabby, you got anything to make?
Woo! I got some gong pie. No, I'm just kidding. What?
So instead of just buying salsa at the store, is there anything I can make that's easy?
Yeah. Flash fan said it right there. Taco dip.
I don't know how to make that.
She meant something she could buy.
Oh. Salsa? Guacamole. You could buy guacamole.
I think I'm trying to remember the list because there's a
What
list.
if they know like that's not real there in Texas? Like,
yeah.
That'd be
Well,
like
you
a
can,
store-bought
but you can like
guac.
go to like a special, I think like authentic taco places have homemade guacamole you can buy.
Yeah.
You should have those.
We do. I was thinking about there's a lady down the road that she has like a little stand outside of her house, and they do
tamales.
Yeah, she makes those homemade, and I guess like they're really, really good, but I don't know how much they are. And I was thinking
usually those aren't that much. They're pretty cheap. You can get a lot of them.
I might if she's there, but I also don't know how well they heat up. because I know she only does it in the morning and like early afternoon, but I won't be
just
there
ask
until
her.
7. So, but yeah, I just like they asked me what I wanted to bring, and I was like, I don't know, like I don't know. So, Mom, what's your plans for the rest of the week? Like, as in, like your streams and stuff.
I'm actually getting ready to shut this one down, and I won't be streaming tomorrow, and I probably won't be streaming Friday because Miss Doris moved my appointment to 9 a.m. So
My sister's coming over Friday. We're watching movies.
Well, that works then, doesn't it?
Yes,
I will be at work.
So I will be. My plan is to be back Monday unless something weird happens, and then I have to come on. I don't foresee that, and I have no idea what we're going to do Monday. If there's there's not really anything. I don't know anything going on. I have that hearing that happened a couple of months ago that was another guy trying to get exonerated that I've sat on because I've been waiting for the judge to make his ruling, and he just made it. So I might will you guys have fun with that? Tanya, because that could be fun and dangerous.
I feel like Jodie at a pub could be a really great time.
Yeah.
But also you might get arrested.
Also, I thought she said she didn't drink.
Yeah, I thought that's what she said too.
We just got our one of our coworkers. They're I don't know how old they are, but older, had never drank ever. So we got him drunk the other day. It was great.
Well, I do, and 5 o'clock can't come fast enough. Let me tell you.
Bob says, watch a movie called The Greatest Hits. Gabs, you'll like it.
Yeah. I'll have to pre-screen that because you suggested it and my younger sister's coming.
So anyway, I plan to be back Monday, but
I can be here. It's my day off.
Really? She says she does not drink. Maybe she doesn't count shots as a drink. Because they're a shot, not a drink.
Maybe.
One
I
done
mean, they do things in Australia are a little strange, so maybe she doesn't say things the same as us. Like she doesn't say like, "Oh, we're gonna have a drink." Maybe they call shots drinks. I don't know.
She said that makes sense. It's not a drink. Chrissy liked it too. Dang it, you guys. All right, Flash fan, you have a great rest, of your week to keep up the healthy choices. It'll get easier as you continue to do it.
Yes, it will.
Oh, and there's Brian.
Bye, Bry Sandwich.
I don't drink anymore or any less. Bob is not a creeper. He promises. Bob, nobody ever thought you were a creeper.
No. Well, maybe a little. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Flash fan, it gets easier. Trust me, it does. You just gotta push yourself.
You just have to do it.
Like there's several days, pretty much every day, that I don't want to, but I make myself.
Well, does it have to be 5? We just always said it had to be afternoon.
Well, I mean, my 5 p.m. is 7 a.m., so people look at me weird if it's my day off. But
that's true.
It doesn't have to be 5.
Hey, have a good night, Bob.
Say Bob. But yeah, so I don't know, unless something weird comes up over the weekend, or I see you coming up, or Jodie sees something coming up, we may just do that hearing, because it's only, I think the hearing was only a 2-day hearing, so we can probably get it done pretty quick. I've not watched it at all, so I got to make sure the sound is not crap like the one on the llama one was.
Thanks, Bri.
But
Is that like a trigger word for you? I said llama, and he was like, my dog.
oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I said it, and he just whipped his head around really quick.
It's just funny to me. It's funny for lots of reasons. But one last thing before we go.
Eat the food, Tina. Eat the food.
So, Carmen, did you hear? Since you're always watching news from here, especially jail news, the guy. So the title of this article cracked me up this morning, and then I read it, and I'm like, this is not nice. But I'll show you real quick, and then we'll go. Don't fart in my face again.
I did not.
Inmate charged with battery over fart noise in cell. This is the perfect way to end this story.
What?
A Marion County inmate faces felony charges after police say he beat up his cellmate who he thought had farted in his face. I gotta make this. I can't see it. All right, I have to make.
Damn it, Tina.
So
what do you have to do, Mom?
Dimitrik Gaddis, a 33-year-old inmate at the Adult Attention Center. Adult Detention Center in Indy was charged last month. Stop it. Oh, no. Yeah, it does make it worse. Unfortunately, that Marion County, Chrissy, is about an hour from me, not that Marion County. No, that's Monroe County. That Monroe County is right next to me. Too many things. But anyways, he was charged with battery and criminal confinement. The charges stem from a June fight when a fellow inmate was attacked inside Gaddis's cell. Sheriff's deputies were called around 10:30 a.m. on June 22nd to a housing unit inside the prison on report that an inmate had been assaulted. They arrived to find a male inmate wearing bloodied prison clothes and bleeding heavily from his face and head.
I bet he fell in the shower.
The inmate was reportedly taken to the facility's infirmary for treatment before ultimately being taken to Eskenazi Hospital with close up several wounds and cuts. He was later released and moved to a new housing unit. Officials reviewed surveillance footage from the inmate's cell and saw video of the victim grabbing a chair, sliding it across the floor to his bunk. When the victim walked past Gaddis, the two got into an animated and angry conversation before the victim continued moving the chair. Gaddis is then reportedly shown standing up from his bed and walking towards the victim, who was now sitting in the chair. The victim told police in the interview that Gaddis was upset about a noise he'd heard when the chair was being moved. The victim said when he first started to slide the chair towards his bunk, his sandal made a noise on the floor. How many times have we said, that was my shoe? Or that was my chair? Or
absolutely,
that was my dog?
Or, moral of the story, don't crop dust anyone.
Chrissy, that was an extreme fart.
Not so silent.
The victim said that when he first started to slide the chair towards his bunk, his sandal made a noise on the floor. As he passed Gaddis, Gaddis angrily told him not to fart in his face again. The victim said he explained that the noise wasn't a fart, but rather his sandal. However, police said Gaddis did not buy the story and became very angry. Police said the video then showed Gaddis lunging toward the victim, hitting him in the left lower jaw with a closed fist. Then Gaddis reportedly shoved the victim back into the chair before punching him numerous times in the face and head. Investigators said they removed Gaddis from the cell and took him to a medical facility where he was treated for bruising to his hands and knuckles before being cleared. He needs to be treated for PTSD because he apparently has some from somebody farting on him at some point in time in his life.
Joke.
A warrant charging Gaddis with confinement causing bodily injury, a level 4 felony, battery causing moderate injury, a level 6 felony, was filed on June 27th. He's in a hearing today. Dang it, freaking Indiana. Jerks. If you just televise something, we could watch this. He's in prison for auto theft and faces several other charges in Marion County, including unlawfully carrying a firearm and dealing illegal substances in cocaine and meth.
Not the meth.
You guys.
Sandal farts. Sandal farts.
Yes, it was an extreme one.
Gaddis was full of gas. Wow, yeah. You don't want the good old goonch to have any of that.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh my gosh. This
Not
is
so
hilarious.
silent. Stank.
Everyone
No.
tries it. See?
I see that Bloomington's now that I went, I see that Mr. Schaefer, dealt with him several times, kicked an officer in the groin while being arrested over the weekend. Some people just don't get it.
Hang on. Adair, it's thundering outside.
Yeah, you didn't see his message in the chat before.
I saw him where he asked if I had storms yet, and I said no.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yes,
Did you?
I heard farting and came running back.
Did they ever update what happened by Subway?
Make them demonstrate.
What?
Did they ever give an update of what happened by Subway in Ellisville? The raid that happened?
No, nothing.
I
Nothing.
haven't
I've
seen
never seen a
anything.
single thing about it. Nope. They just did a raid and didn't talk about it. They're like, bye. All right, guys. Well, I do have to go now because I've got dogs banging on my door because it's thundering outside. Thank you, Adair.
I'm just trying to imagine the demonstrating farting.
Well, that would be Hensley. She was demonstrating it quite well the other day, and I was worried you guys could hear it. So.
I gotta go clean my house so I can.
But yes,
all right, bye, y'all.
Comfort some dogs. So you guys have a great rest of your week. As usual, make smart decisions. Be safe. Don't call me if you go to jail.
Bye, Chrissy. I love you.
So, love you too, Chrissy. See you, Brian. Bye, Flash Fan.
Adair.
Bye, Adair. Take that storm. You come get your storm.
Rope it back in.
You reel that thing back in. Tanya, sorry. Have fun with Jodie. A little video of that would be great.
Yeah.
A little video would be nice.
We could pop it right on here next time.
Yeah, we need a little proof.
Yeah, Sharon, I think they're gonna appeal that.
Oh yeah, they'll appeal. They will appeal.
Okay, bye everybody.
All right, let me play my outro before you leave. Rude.
Nope,
Dang, Gabby. All right. Here we go. I'll see you guys all later. See you Monday.
Bye.
I don't know what time yet. Just I'll be here.
I should be able to do it next week. It's Monday and Friday. I should be able to be there.
All right, perfect.
All right.
All right, see ya. Bye.
Jodie and Debbie here. Fill your screen with cheer. Hit like and tap subscribe. Join our happy